combatants. So right now, you're being aggressive, right? So you're violating my Third Amendment right because I'm quartering with an enemy combatant.
It is what it is. We're all sick from disinformation. We all live for twisted sensations. Kids are safe, but too well behaved to feel. Never heal with the fakes. Go make something real. If what you've always believed in was not considered treason, business will be booming, writing news with no meaning. Take it or leave it the way you see it is the end result. Angels and demons.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Thought I'd come on this Saturday. Didn't really have a Saturday show planned, but I thought, why not? Let's go on. See what y'all are up to. What's up, Maggie? What's up, Cheryl? What's up, DCP? Hey, Aaron. How are you guys doing today? Kat, what's up? Good to see everyone. I'll go ahead and put the link up because I know Nightbot's going to show up, but Nightbot's going to be wrong, so I haven't switched it yet. But there we go. So yeah, lots of big news happening, not just in the auditing community, but in the world. Of course, in the auditing community, we have Josh finally he pled guilty, and now he's going to be locked up. I'm not quite sure when exactly he's going to be incarcerated, but it's coming. It's no longer if, it is now when, which I'm sure is a relief to some people. Maybe not so much a relief to other people. Just think about it. With him gone, who's going to leave the void in the audit community of all the misinformation and the stupidness? Is it going to be a silence boy? Is Glenn all of a sudden going to step up to the bat? When Somo come back? Will there be some new auditor that comes in and is just horrible? Unjust guilty plea. Absolutely. He wasn't aware that if he pled guilty that he would lose this case, Your Honor. He just didn't know pleading guilty meant that he was going to prison. He thought that it just meant that, oh, that's okay, everything's ridiculous, right? What's up, Power Wagon? Oh, so Power Wagon says he has to report next week. Well, damn, that's really, really good news, isn't it? That is some awesome news. That is some really, really, really awesome news. Tickle Me on Someone and Will the Whisk have already filled the void. Are there new videos, or are they just simply putting out old videos? Because the videos I've seen have all been old. They're just reposting videos that have already been posted before. Yep, putting Josh out of our misery for at least a few years. Now, the question is how long we end up actually doing, especially with COVID. And, they're letting people out for nonviolent crimes. So, I mean, what are the odds he actually serves a good chunk of his sentence? But then again, there's the 3-year probation, which of course means he can't leave. I think he can't leave the state. So it looks like he won't be coming here. He won't be going back to Indiana, which is going to be interesting because he's going to need to get permission next year to go to Indiana for his pending cases there. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hoosier was on a plane. I don't know if someone was hiding or not. When is eligible for payroll? You mean parole? I'm not sure. But like I said, with everything going on now, with just the state of our prison system because of COVID, how much time will he actually end up having to serve? That'll be interesting. Put him and Whitmer in a cell together. Michigan Governor Whitmer. I don't even know who that is, but I don't keep track of too much politics. But hey, maybe he's bad. What's up, No Name? Robert, welcome. Gary, what's up? Yes, and that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Actually, Robert, is who'd have thunk it? The guy that said, "Okay, let's just don't do any more. If you don't have any more tests, then the COVID tests will go down. COVID will go away." That guy, the guy that refused to wear a mask for many months, was trying to play off the severity of COVID, ends up with it. What do you think about that, Stud? Stud, you're you're muted, by the way.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, what was the question? I apologize. I was just getting set up there.
With Trump, he ends up with COVID, and I just
Yeah,
find it ironic. I find it ironic with how he was dealing with it.
yeah, it is kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like you're stupid. It's real. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish nothing but the best for him. You know, he is our president, and you know, I hope he gets better. Because
Well,
we gotta be honest, he's in that age group where it could be really dangerous for him. But
yeah, that's true.
but
Yeah.
I think he's going to get the help he needs, which is great. But also think about this: one thing that something good comes from this, if they gave him an experimental cocktail, right? If this proves to be successful on him, I think that'll bode well for that medicine, and maybe it'll and maybe they'll release it sooner.
Maybe it'll make
That's
him
bad.
smarter. Maybe it'll make him smarter in the long run, eh? What do you think?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat to see. You know?
It's just one of those funny things. But like I said, I really hope he recovers from it, because I don't want to see anyone die from anything like that. I mean, it was just funny. I was just like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I get that, and it's like it's
I don't want the worst on anybody, even
absolutely.
if I dislike or like them. It doesn't matter. End of the day, pardon me. It's just it is what it is, and he's probably going to face the reality now that this is, even after, from what I understand, he thinks that this is all fake, and yada yada. He might change his opinion on everything. So
Now, Robert, I don't think that even if he went on and wore a mask, I still think there'd be all those people that don't want to wear it. Unfortunately, I don't think. No, I do think that maybe he could have helped, definitely, by putting the mask on sooner and all that. But I don't know. I think we still would have had. It still would have been bad because the majority of the public, and and again, I think they didn't take it seriously because it wasn't as deadly as, say, smallpox or the avian flu or whatever you want to talk about. It wasn't nearly as deadly, and that's the big issue with it.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So anyway, yeah. So did you hear? So I'm sure you heard the news about Josh, right?
What's the latest? I've been a little bit out of the loop the last couple of days.
Well, he pled guilty, and he has to. He's not going to prison for, I believe it's 1 to 2 to 3 years, or 1 to 2 years, and then after that, he's going to have 3 years probation where he can't leave the state. So it looks like any auditing he does is going to be in Massachusetts.
So, but he's not prevented from doing any of this?
Not from any of the restrictions on parole, no.
Okay.
Which surprises me. But I think that might. I think that might. Sorry. Oh yeah, I think it might change with the stuff in Indiana. No, well, not for this instance. In Indiana, the one he pled guilty to is for the armed robbery.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that had nothing to do with. But he can't. He have drug tests or anything like that. So I mean, he's pretty stuck on that. But I think next year when he goes to trial for an Indiana stuff, if convicted, I think it will affect his auditing.
Good.
They'll probably have some conditions. That's my opinion.
Good. I hope so.
So maybe 2 to 3 years. But my question was, how long do you think he's going to serve? I doubt he'll serve 2 to 3 years, especially with COVID going around the way it's going on. He's just
Well,
not going
probably
to. They're gonna.
Well, with armed robbery, that's a serious felony.
Yeah, but I mean, it's COVID. I mean, they're letting people out.
Okay. Yeah, that's not cool.
So I mean, who knows how long? And it's just gonna be interesting to see what happens. But all we know is it's gonna happen. My question is, what's gonna happen to his channel? Is someone just gonna put old videos up? Is he gonna even acknowledge that he's going away this time? Is he just not gonna say anything? Is he gonna try and have some big story as to why he's gone away and how it's patriotic for him to be locked up? That's all cool. What's gonna happen?
I think he's got somebody on his own side that's going to help him out with the channel over the long term. You know.
Cool. Yeah, someone's obviously going to be. I'm sure they'll be posting videos. Hopefully, he has a collection of videos that he could release, or his channel is going to pretty much be. I'm sure he'll still get views and he'll still get all that, but it's going to definitely slow his channel growth.
I'm waiting for him to audit the jail guards. That would be fun, interesting to watch.
Oh, so here we go. He has to upload something or he will be demonetized. Okay, so what do you think, Joe? Joe, why don't you come on up and discuss this with us?
Yeah, come on up. As much as I like Kenny,
So
come on, join us.
So he says, yeah, he has, or he'll be demonetized. So then more than likely, if he doesn't have enough videos that are just stored up, which you think he would have, because he knew he was going away. So you would hope he has a shitload of videos that are just waiting to be released, like Anselmo does. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with his channel. And I'm waiting to see what I think the biggest thing is. What's up, Joe?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what's up?
No.
Not much.
Hey,
we're just discussing with Josh. So you're saying that he has to upload something or else he's going to be demonetized, right?
Yeah. There's YouTube said they're going to start reinforcing that more strictly pretty recently. But there's a certain period of time, like if you don't have any uploads at all, your channel automatically gets demonetized.
Right.
Well, that makes sense.
And I'm sure he knows that. But.
Yeah, right. So what do you think? Do you think he's going to have someone watching his channel? Do you think because we all know he's going to go away for a long time now. Do you think he was smart and has a content just like waiting to be uploaded just for this particular moment?
Who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know how he's going to weasel his way out of this one.
Well, he's going away, as you said. I mean, I
don't know how he's gonna, what kind of spin he's gonna put on it. There's gonna be one.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting to see, guys. I'm going away speech or something like talk about. No,
he's gonna be a big great hero.
Yeah,
right. They go to my speech and nobody gives a rat's ass one way or the other.
My question is he going to tell the truth as to why he got why he's getting locked up, or is he going to try and spin it some other way?
He'll spin it. He will. He always spins it. Like, he never tells the truth. Right?
No. Yeah. No, he really doesn't. He really, really doesn't. So Pan Army says the channel has to drop under 4,000 watch hours. Okay, so which might not happen actually. I mean, a lot of people watch those videos.
4,000 watch hours is nothing.
No, nothing at all.
Yeah. Hey, I just started my channel. I'm at like 18 watch hours, so I got a ways to go. So it is something. Come on.
Well, no, it's not that bad. You'll get it.
Yeah, but some people's already uploaded hundreds of videos. It's that gets views. It's kind of hard to go into that. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I get it. I get the numbers game. It's just 4,000. It's like, oh my god, how am I ever going to get there?
I think it took me like 4 months to hit the watch hour threshold for monetization, but it took another like 6 or 7 months to get the subscribers. Watch hours were nothing. Oh, but then you also got to remember the watch hours go by year. So if you don't reach the 1,000 subscribers within a year, watch hours that time for last year doesn't count. It's for every year. That. Yeah,
I read that. Yeah, I was like, really, you got to be kidding me. That's a little cheesy. Yeah, so.
I have a lot of watch hours.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
All right, on. How many watch hours you got?
Over 1,000.
Already?
Jesus.
Damn, good job, Mrs. J. Right on.
Yeah, in a month I had over 1,000, and I have all of 40 subscribers.
Actually, I've got 265 watch hours, and I got 25 subscribers, so I'm doing really good now.
I don't know how many watch hours I have. Where do you find the watch hours again? I can't remember.
Under the analytics page.
Does it tell you how many watch hours you have?
I go to that. Oh Jesus, what is it? YouTube something or other.
No, I have almost 500,000 freaking views, which is nice. I'm close.
Yeah. I got 9,200.
Hey, that's good. Oh, you guys are just starting. I mean, you guys got to start getting more.
I'm cool. I'm not in a rush. You know, I'll get there when I get there. Believe me. You know, so.
Yeah, but you guys got to start pumping out more content.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing. Yeah.
No, I put out something usually every day.
Well, then you'll reach it in no time.
I'll reach the hours, but I'm not going to reach the numbers.
Yeah. The hours is not that hard to reach. It's definitely the subscribers.
Yeah, I don't see me reaching 1,000 subscribers. Although there are goat channels out there that have 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you could do it. I mean, easily. You should also do more live streams. Live streams are fun.
Yeah, that had a lot of watch hours. That's had a lot of watch hours.
Yeah, see? Especially when you can get like Vilify Freedom's a fan of yours, you'll go in, I'll go in. I mean, you got a few people that will go in and that'll draw more people in. And
5,100 watch hours last month.
You have what?
5,100 watch hours last month.
Not bad.
Damn. Let me see. Now I gotta go find out.
73,000 views.
Damn, nice.
Oh, the numbers will get up there. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not. I personally am not in a rush. I got content that I'm putting stuff together currently, but it'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just messing around. Well, I was messing around the other day, Kenny, and I put up this timer. Okay, all of this is just a timer, just for fun, a 9-hour timer. I've gotten a few views on it already. Okay, I've gotten 10 views on that timer. Okay.
Oh wow.
That's it. Yeah. Talk about the ultimate in clickbait, eh?
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so we can take a look at. Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna check here a second.
There we go. This is my channel dashboard. Oh my god! Actually, oh my god, guys! I actually am over 1,930. I was stuck on that for like a week. I'm at 1,940 now.
Wow.
Moving on up.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous, eh? You know?
Oh, it's just taking forever to hit 2,000. It's really annoying the shit out of me. All right, so anyways.
I tell you, you'll get there when you get there, you know?
So for the last 28 days, I got 45,923 views, 5.8 thousand watch hours in the last month, 88 subscribers, which is down, and that's what I made. Not much, but I made a little bit.
You had way more watch hours, but I had more views, and my money's $1 more than you.
Oh wow. Yeah. See. Yeah, you have more views, right?
Yeah, 73,000.
Jesus Christ. What about your subscribers?
144.
God damn. Damn it, Joe.
It's not a
Oh, here's my
competition.
audience. This
I don't
is
know what
what
the diving into though, Kenny. I haven't been doing anything. I don't know
Yeah.
what.
See, in the last 28 days, I've had plus 7 subscribers, 1,400 watch time, and 440 views.
Nice.
See, last month I was really freaking happy. Look at this right here. Watch time from subscribers, non-subscribers is right around the even. But last month I had more people watching that were not subscribed. So I'm happy that it's more even than it was last month. So that means more subscribers are watching, more people are subscribed, and which is cool. And
I
of course,
forgot about that.
most people are male that watch my channels. And here's what kills me. Look at this, the age range of people. I've got no young bucks watch my channel at all. The 18-24s, no, 0.3%. 25 to 34, 2.7. 35 to 40, yeah, like right around my age and older. That's who watches my channel. It seems they're all like, goddamn young, goddamn auditors, fuckers. So yeah, and then let's see the engagement. See, yeah, my watch times are down by 10%, but the view duration's up.
My views are up. I think everything's up.
Yeah, no, that's
of course,
good.
That's my best video right there. Another one bites the dust.
Another one.
470 watch hours.
I recommended that video, Kenny, like every freaking day, dude.
Huh?
I see that video come across my recommended like every day.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm like, why does this always come up? That damn thumbnail and all. It's funny.
Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch it again just to see if it would like stop showing up, but it keeps popping up.
It's trying to tell you something.
That's why it's the best one. And then of course the next one is just the one I did last week, the sign off on AFA. I think that one got so much is because it doesn't have nearly the views that one had, but it was longer, so people watched it longer. It was a live stream. Then the next one is your thoughts on AFA. Yeah, see, a lot of the live streams are up there because they're usually long and people watch them longer. But they're usually, I like doing more static videos because it seems to be I get more views on the static videos. It seems like on the live streams, people watch longer, but a lot less people watch. Then, of course, the playlist. I need to update my playlist.
You're okay. Like I said, you're doing better than
So
some of
I
them.
don't understand the impressions or anything like this. I'm not going to pretend to get it. So, but that's the impressions.
That's how many people you reached. How many you went in front of.
Oh, okay.
Pre-clicking your. That was the best you could have possibly done if every single person decided to watch your video.
Oh, okay. What? Damn. Well, god damn it. Start watching my shit when you pop up, god damn it.
7% decided that they were going to click and see what's going on.
So we got browse features is from 56%, suggested video, notifications only 10.5%. Y'all ain't clicking the notifications when they show up. What's up with that, guys?
Well, some of us actually have a job.
That has nothing to do with it. Your job should already know. I'm sorry. Right? This is more important than money. No, I'm playing. I kid.
There should definitely be YouTube time at work.
Right? There really should be.
Yo, I put my earbud in sometimes and just throw my phone in my pocket. Just listen.
Hey, look, someone has me in a playlist that I didn't know about, boredom.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what videos that is in there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Right on. And then there's a bunch of temporary playlists. Oh, cool. Right on. Live.com. What's live.com?
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? That right there, Auditor Showdown, Auditors Owned. That is actually the video that is the closest to viral I have of a video. That's the video right there that actually shot me over 1,000 quick. That's when I started getting like 200 subscribers a month. There was the time I was taking a break. For some reason, that video took off in that time.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it took off.
When was
It
it posted?
happens, dude. I have older videos that just out of nowhere just take off for whatever reason. You know, it happens.
Yeah.
When was that video posted?
Oh, dude, that was one of my first videos. Like, I'd probably say within the first 4 months. And then, like, I remember I was gone for a while. Then all of a sudden, I come back and I'm like, I think I was like 200 subscribers away from 1,000. No, I was at like 700. I'm like, holy shit! I should probably start posting some more stuff here because all of a sudden I'm.
Yeah, no, you're doing all
I know.
right.
Hold on. I wanted to, because also it tells you who. Wait, now where is it? Audience. It should tell you where people are from too. I mean, what from, but
Oh, it does keep track of that.
now here we go. 28.1% have turned on all notifications. If you don't have the already notifications turned on, make sure you do that, guys, because only 28% of you do.
Shit. Mine are all on for you.
These are all the videos that you guys watch. Oh, this is kind of cool. Here we go. Top countries. This is what I wanted to show you. This is pretty cool. I like this one. I like keeping an eye on this one just for shits and giggles. So most of my content comes from the U.S. naturally, right?
Yeah.
Then the UK,
then
Canada, and Australia, which those are all make sense. But now the Netherlands too. I'm like, wow. I mean, there are only 79 views from the Netherlands. I think this is this month. Let's see. Let's go for all time. Fuck it. Let's go with all time. Where's all time? Daily.
Yeah, the reach.
Nice.
There we go. So yeah, 79 views from Netherlands, Germany, Finland, New Zealand, Central African Republic.
Yeah, man.
What the hell?
Oh my God! Hey, look, the Moorish watch me. The Moorish. Malaysia, Belgium, South Africa.
That was at 5, 13.
Yeah, not bad. But of course, the most watched.
Robert in the chat goes, does Canada exist? Oh, well, if it doesn't exist, then what freaking country am I sitting in right now? People. Jesus. Honestly, come on now. Smart enough.
So what was I gonna? Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's just you get like seriously, you can spend so much time in analytics. There's just so much cool information.
And get lost in there forever.
Oh look, I'm live now. And there's my subscriptions.
Oh, Mrs. Jarhead booted herself out.
Oh, did she? Oh, she might be trying to come back in. Listen. Nope, she's gone.
No, she's gone. Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
Awesome. No,
there we go. Oh, no problem.
As far as us, we're going to be continuing putting content out, and you know who's not going to be doing so at all for quite a long time.
Well, no, right? I'm sure he'll maybe not new content, and I'm sure there'll be the occasional jail phone call, to say, guys, I need money on my books. I need to get my top of ramen from the canteen. Bubba here wants the shrimp flavored, but I'm like a nickel short. Can someone front me so I can give Bubba some? Oh, and by the way, if you guys could get those, get some of those rubber boobies, he wants to put them on my back. So if you guys can make sure to send that way, he says he likes it that my boobies shake from the front, but he says he wants to look at them shake too, so he's going to put a pair on my back.
Oh, that's terrible.
He already has back boobs.
He already has.
That's awful.
Yeah, he'll be able to put a bra on and do his thing in jail.
Show the gender part to Taze. He's been guessing mine for months. Yeah, but that was always trips me out. Like just watching the gender part didn't really surprise me because most of the time I do see more guys in here than women. But I will say it seems like the women that we do have on the channel are very vocal, which is very cool. So thank you for all the women who are pretty vocal because they make it seem like there's more than there are.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for that.
Women are underrated.
What's up, Sean?
Howdy. How you guys doing?
But I just saw in your analytics you've got more men watching than you do women, right?
Yeah, I do, and unfortunately, as a bunch of you senior citizens are watching me too. I kid.
Hi, Sean. Hey, watch it, the senior citizen comment.
Well,
How do you handle
Well,
that?
you and I are
I'm
the
just
same
messing
age, right?
around. I'm just messing around.
Hey.
I'm damn near there myself, so.
Mrs. J and I are the same age, and you're not even close. Double K.
Yeah.
Hey,
you're
I'm
not.
close. I'm almost 40. Close.
Shut the fuck
Oh
You're
yeah,
old enough to be your mother.
Kenny, I'm older than all of you.
yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I'm
I'm
59.
I'm 70.
Okay, you
You're
got me.
70? Wow.
Yeah. Right on.
Good for you.
What's up, Diver?
Yeah, so West DD, and I just recently became a senior citizen.
Oh,
All right.
Is that a congratulations, or we feel bad for you?
Oh, I don't know. I've been paying into AARP for 15 years, but I just got on Medicare.
All right on. When I was born, the Dead Sea was only sick.
Yeah, well, I got forced onto Medicare, not my choice.
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
You're young. My son's older.
I was the bus person at the Last Supper.
Oh, jeez.
I'm Catholic. We tell that joke. It's okay.
Well, now let's guess how old May is. Let's see. I'm gonna guess May is
25.
No, I'm gonna guess 42. I'll guess
36.
42. I think May's about 42.
36.
I doubt May.
Always guess low.
Maybe. What can you tell us, May?
I've never heard her voice.
No, never heard her voice. No, have not heard her voice. She keeps making some excuse why she can't come on live.
It's like Silent Bob.
238 centuries. Jeez, that's horrible. Oh, May's leaving?
Changing the subject.
I guess so. It is dangerous to try to figure out age, Randy. Absolutely. How are you, Joe?
Especially with females. Always go
I
very
have
low.
2 grandchildren.
You have 2 grandchildren?
How old do you think I am?
You look that old. I'm gonna guess 45.
41.
41. Okay.
Stay close
Yeah.
enough.
See. Yeah.
Not
Not
bad.
bad.
Okay, I just read the best joke that I've heard in a long time.
Oh God, no.
I think Randy said it. He said when he was born, the Dead Sea Scrolls were only sick.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So May said, I spent 2 months with Vlad. She'll tell you, well, damn it, where's Vlad? You know what's funny? May and Vlad are in the same live chat together very often.
In the movie, Oh God, which of course Kenny was not
Vlad.
born yet. George Burns has this great phrase when he's trying to explain the difference in his time versus man's time. He said, when I got up this morning, Einstein was in kindergarten.
That's funny.
All right, so for all the new people that just came in, I'm sure we all know now that Josh, of course, is going away, and apparently he's got to check himself in next week. I'll start with who's new here.
He's running for it.
Just
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Start with you, Sean.
Way
Sean,
cool.
so
He ran for it and then posted it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Way cooler.
He's got a report on the 13th.
he's got a report on the 13th. So Sean, what do you think the future of his channel? Obviously,
who cares if he's not there? If half the thrill is watching him confront people, and then they show Josh's greatest, in quotes, hits. And he's not making new stuff. Who's going to care?
Well,
News Now
he'll still
New
have some.
England, he's got
Wait,
nothing to say.
now, here's the thing, though: is he going to come clean about why he's being locked up, or is he going to try to run some story? What do you guys think?
People know better. They've seen too many stories posted already.
You know what? I would normally agree with you there, but the last time he got locked up, people kept asking, Josh, where are you? What happened to you? No, there's people out there that strictly listen to auditing. They don't click on anything negative about their heroes, the people they like. They just won't. So they won't know unless they click on, let's say, the Maxwell Reports or whoever's talking about that channel. They won't know if they don't click on it. And
He
so
posted,
that
Even the ones that he completely hoses, like he did to Floyd, when he goes on his streams, trash talking. Oh no, Floyd's okay with him. It's like, what?
Yeah, with Davey.
I mean,
Yeah,
if I'm
he put out a
I'm
video
going into
yesterday.
Massachusetts and I'm beating this guy down before he goes to prison.
so go ahead, Josiah.
He put out a video yesterday, and in his comment section, not one person mentioned about him going to prison.
Oh, let me go into it.
That's the thing, though. I mean, and you got to think about it. Even if stuff is in a comment section, how many people are just going to write that off as haters hating? Telling
they
lies.
delete them. The problem is they delete the comments.
That too, but just they're just not. Even if one gets through, who's going to believe it? If you're a hardcore Josh follower, you're not going to believe what they say, especially if you don't have a mind of your own. And unfortunately, a lot of his subscribers do not have a mind of their own.
No, they don't.
So it's very dangerous for him to. No, not. So it's very dangerous, and I think he's going to try and spin it off as to some great American injustice that's been carried out, and he didn't really take a plea deal, even though he kept going on and on how he would not take a plea deal. Turns out, guess what? He fucking took a plea deal. I mean, granted, he should have. It was probably in his best interest to take it, but for
he
being so adamant that he wasn't
it.
going to. Yeah, exactly. He gave shit to Anselmo. He gave shit to Peachy. He's given shit to a lot of people that have taken deals, and here he is fucking taking a deal.
Yep. He's no better than the rest of them.
He's a worthless piece of shit. That's the only way to put it. He really is.
He's hoping that he gets out on probation. Nobody will remember.
Oh, we'll remember.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be having a welcome home Josh party on YouTube.
Yeah.
It won't be like the Blues Brothers where somebody's there to pick him up.
That'd be fun.
Well, mark your calendars for 2022, October 13th. We'll see what happens.
What do you think? What do you think?
From God,
what do you think, Diver? You think he'll actually end up serving the whole sentence, or you think he'll get out due to the COVID bullshit that's going around?
It says minimum 2 years.
Okay. All right. Well, then that works.
If it's armed robbery, I'm sure there's mandatory minimums in this state for armed robbery. There's most states that they have like a minimum amount you're going to do on that, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And oh God, it'll be interesting to see how he comes out and what he says. Oh my God, guys, I got caviar, I got shrimp, crab. They gave me my own.
Sunday.
Well,
they gave me my own cell.
Well, Josh used to be a gang member, so
yeah.
You have to realize his probation, what his probation will state that he can do and can't do.
Well, Kate was reading that, and he can't leave state when his probation is up.
I don't think he'll be on YouTube either.
I don't think there was a condition for that. I remember hearing it. I don't think there was a condition that he couldn't be on the internet. Dude, I think the only reason is because this had nothing to do with his recording. This is before he became a YouTube star. Now, next year when he goes to court in Indiana for the charges he's facing there, he might end up with some sort of stipulation that he can't record on that one if convicted. I could see that, but not with. Really didn't think he was going to get anything for this one, but definitely in Indiana. Oh, it'll be great if he gets that because it'll be so.
I think that's the only way to punish them is take away their toys.
Yeah, absolutely.
He may end up moving from a prison in Massachusetts to a jail and prison in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to ask. What are they going to do about Indiana? When, I mean,
Well,
if
that's
he's
next
in
year.
jail in Massachusetts,
September of next year is when the pre-trial starts for his Indiana case.
oh
And
my
then he's
God!
got
What happened to a speedy trial?
Yeah,
COVID.
not gonna happen.
That's why Sharon
The
Tracy Gale
window,
Bates
it
took
went
so
out the
long.
window with the pandemic.
Yeah.
He could stay
Wow.
in jail for forever, for all I care.
Same.
I love this. I think Josh's knees are going to take a real beating while he's in there. He might beg for Puma knee pads before he
I
goes
said that
in.
the other night. Puma knee pads, yes.
Oh,
What
that's
I'd
gonna
like
be
to know,
great.
what I'd like
Puma, yeah, Puma butt plugs.
is he begging for the $3,050 to pay in?
Oh, I'm sure he
Probably.
is.
Maybe he's smart enough to not do it publicly. Maybe
Oh.
he's doing it in private though.
Smart, Josh. Forget it.
Well, yeah.
If he was smart, he wouldn't be going to jail, would he?
Well, see, I would normally try and I think I've been giving Josh way too much credit. I normally would want to argue that, but then after the fact that he tried to argue that that officer did violate his Third Amendment rights, yeah, his intelligence went right out the window for me. That was just stupid.
Did anybody happen to see Vilifieds? Anybody see Vilifieds today
No.
or yesterday?
No.
No, yesterday. I was on the live stream last night. Yeah.
No, I mean Ass Elmo
Oh.
is at it again with
Yeah, I
Whisk
saw
Boy.
that one. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Now, is it a
my
new video?
God.
Is it
Yeah.
is it a new video?
Yes.
Yeah, it's new.
No.
Well, I say he
It's
knows
new.
Josh is going to wayside.
What
He just
state
has to
house
follow
were they in?
YouTube.
I don't know what state house that was. It didn't mention it.
Oh,
Well, they had
He didn't-
several other videos,
Are
and
you-
they mentioned where they
Are you-
were.
are you talking about the recent one? No, he's still with that's an old one because he's still with what's his face?
Whisk Boy.
No, not Floyd.
Whisk Boy.
Oh, Whisk Boy.
Whisk Boy.
No, him. No, but there's someone else there. You can hear him in the background. It was the other cat that
There's
used to
a
hang
big
out with.
guy with him. There was a big guy with him because
No,
Vilified made a comment about it.
There's someone else. Who was it? It was God, what's that dude's name? They used to hang with him all the fucking time.
Buckets?
Hang with Josh for a minute there too.
No, not Buckets. It
No,
wasn't
it was
Bucket.
God, what was his?
Didn't look.
It was,
He didn't look familiar to me.
Damn it! Who else did he used to hang with?
So that's
see, hold
not a newer video.
Oh, Joe
Chase.
Roca? Joe
No,
Roca?
No.
I'm out of people.
Chase from the Allen Report.
No.
No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else.
The one I saw that they're in a state house. You hear Chase from the Allen Report in the background.
No.
No,
This
this
was.
is
They were.
no, it's not him.
No, it was a different one
was-
because they were all wearing masks now.
Oh, Universal TV. That's who it was.
Oh yeah.
Who
Okay.
that?
I don't
Hell
even know
is
who that is.
Oh,
There's just
he's
so
the-
many of them coming out everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I think it's an older. That's why I think it's an older video because there's someone else that posted another older video that they went with Anselmo. Because remember, when Anselmo goes with people, he doesn't let them post the video, right? So they still have it. Then they release it months later, like it's new because no one's seen it in a while, so they think it's new. It's the
Yeah,
same
but-
fucking old video.
Will had posted the video the day before, and they are in that particular town.
When I live.
So it was a live video.
And the libraries are closed, so you can't go there.
Let's go to YouTube. It's Auditing America.
Go to Will's video; they'll tell you where they're at.
What's the video called? Do you guys remember?
Will's last. Oh,
Who was Pat?
Oh,
Oh,
the
I
State
don't
House,
know
right?
about the Patty one.
Is it the one where it's tyrants arrived in the state house over men with camera fail?
probably. That's Almost.
Chase from the Allen Report. You don't see him on camera, but you hear him in the background.
No, that's
No,
another
there's
guy.
another guy with him.
That's
There's
the one that whoever
definitely
you put
another
up,
guy with him.
whoever you put up on the screen, that's him.
Universal TV that said.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is, but he's desperate to be cool, and he can't find anybody to hang out with him other than unknowns.
Go to Will's channel and look at his last video,
All right.
Oh.
and that'll tell you where they are.
I try not to.
Can we go
I
there
can't boot
stealthily?
myself off. I'll boot myself. I can't.
Why do you want to shoot yourself?
This is Mrs. J we're talking about. She does some weird things.
Oh, stop. I do
She
not.
fought the phone
I
and
just
the
play
phone
with goats.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
All right, so
Hey, at least I'm not booting people off the channel anymore.
You were?
Say what now?
I accidentally do it all the time. Well, I used to.
And you boot yourself off, and there's always a reason, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
all right, so
Blame it on
I have
the
a
phone.
wrench in two places. Schrodinger
No, it's
and
just your, amateur
the,
behavior.
I had a busy week. Getting rid of
so
trolls.
which one is it? Which one is it?
It's the one in the middle there, live with Auditing America.
Okay.
734 views, 5
Alright,
days
hold on.
ago.
I have to.
It's not millions.
He'll tell you where that is, because that's a memorial.
All right, hold up. I gotta redo it again.
And you know how he's into conspiracy theories with the Masons? Well, that's a Masonic
And Big
memorial.
Pharma. And Big Pharma.
That's-
Big Pharma's going to
That's exactly why I don't watch any of his videos. All right, so go ahead and
He'll tell you where they are.
that voice gets irritating.
that too.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
All right.
A power greater than mine has told me I have to come to dinner. My daughter. You guys have fun. Hope you, maybe if you're still on later, I'll get back.
Bye,
Awesome.
Sean.
Bye, Mrs. Jarhead. Say hello, Mr. Jarhead.
Hello.
Say hi to your kids.
Say goodbye, Sean.
Bye, Sean. Hello, Kenny.
What is going on, folks? Will Turbot here for Demand the Truth. Fake Mike, boom! Real news. Here with Auditing America, we are in downtown occult-free Masonic Indianapolis. We out here, dogs. We on the move. So I'm going to do a First Amendment audit. Let's go.
That's where they were, Indianapolis.
So yeah, Indianapolis.
Let's check this
We're
out.
at the Indiana World War Memorial, which is a replica, basically modeled on the idea of the mausoleum of Holocaust, which, if you've watched my other videos, is
Hi,
also
Taco.
a replica of the Supreme Mother Lodge of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, located in Washington, D.C. And if you know,
Oh, shut the fuck up,
from my
Will.
past
You're
videos of
an
Mr.
asshole.
Universal, when we've talked about Kansas City, we've talked about the Sphinxes and the two lions, and we've also talked outside the Scottish Rite. We see it again flanked by the two lions. So this is just like the, and it's so funny because someone talk about the law of attraction. Someone commented on one of my videos today. Last time I was out here in Indianapolis, and they were like, "Hey, Will, the sound sucks. Can you shoot another one?" Well, your wish is my command. Well, at least for that person today. Guys,
Not
leave
my
a like,
wish.
share, and subscribe.
Not my wish.
Smash the thummies. So look, we've got the pentagram here. The radiance forces symbol.
He needs to get one of those furry things for his mic.
Guys, we're just shooting at the idiot with the
Oh,
flag in the back of that. We're in downtown
Right on.
Orlando. We got Auditing America.
Is that Bucket Boy?
Here.
That's Universal
In
TV,
the
right?
background. Downtown, and you can see on top of the Salesforce building, just like on top of
guess what, Whiskhead? Your sound still sucks.
this pyramid. So got hormones and
Whoever it is has a beard, I believe.
Cobra. What's up, Cobra? This is Scottish Rite Cathedral. So let's just take a quick walk around. I'm going to end the live stream after that. Figured I'd showcase this for you folks.
Hopefully he ends it.
So is this a
Literally,
replay of a live
if I don't
stream, or
scroll
was
up
it a
on
real live stream?
Auditing America or another video, I'll go viral everywhere else. I'll go viral on Rivalry
there's a
Zacharias. I'll go
chat
viral on
replay.
Auditing America.
No, it
I'll
was
go
live.
viral on the news with Joe Biden, all this other
Oh,
stuff.
well,
just
then I
can't go
guess
viral
they
on my
are
channel.
there.
So help me go viral on my channel, guys. Remember one thing, no matter what, viral or not, I will not be wearing any makeup. It's just going to be an idiot.
Well, there you go. I guess they are together
backwards
again.
hat and fake mic, real
Oh,
news.
God.
Well, damn. We're all fucked.
Damn.
Big Mike douchebag. Oh, Christ.
We are all fucked.
Yep, we are totally. Wow.
Oh, great. We get to put up with this nonsense again. What do you do?
I
Wait
guess-
for Josh to go to jail or get sentenced? Did they wait for Josh to get sentenced to go back to work? Since they call it their
And-
job.
And
I
Salmo's
don't know.
rap career didn't work out, I don't think.
I don't think it'll be a rap career. I think it was more of a reggaeton. That's what I classify more as reggaeton. And yeah, it didn't work out very well. And actually, you know what? No, not true. Not everyone considers it a job. Our good boy, Silence Boy, doesn't work, and he makes $5K a month. He claims so he doesn't consider it a job.
That guy is a complete and total moron.
Silence Boy is a trip. He likes to go up to cops when they're on breaks, which just boggles the mind.
It does. It does.
It's just like so what? You think you're catching them doing something? Oh well, what about Will? I mean, I'm so sorry. Glenn sneaking up on a police officer that's just sitting in his car writing a report.
That was pathetic.
I know, like he was gonna catch him doing like, I'm gonna catch this who's watching porn. Oh.
No, what was even funnier was Patty walking up on that security guard and almost getting his head blown off.
Oh yeah, Patty's stupid too, but yeah, but I don't know. I think Glenn's trying to make a run for I think he's trying to make his run for Fraud Auditor of the Year, even though he hasn't been doing so much this year. He's trying to make his run and try and win it this year. I don't know. It's going to be tough to beat Josh. Or I think Furry's the running. I think Furry's the leading candidate to win this year. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Furry, jackass.
I know. So I'm saying Furry's the leading candidate to win Fraud Auditor of the Year this year, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
That's true, Taco.
I think so. I think Furry's just bullshit. Hold on. Why is my
But
chat
you
not
know,
working
I
well?
really don't consider him a frauditor.
No?
What, Furry Potato?
What do you consider him then?
No. I think Furry Potato is the auditing world's answer to Antifa.
Yeah, he's an
Furry.
agitator, just like Antifa. He's an agitator, not a.
He's an opportunist.
Agitator. Okay.
There we go. That's a good one.
He's not an activist, and he's not a frauditor. He's an agitator,
I definitely wouldn't
opportunistic
put him as
agitator.
I wouldn't even put him as an activist because I don't see any. I mean, yeah, Furry might feed the homeless. Okay, that's great. So Furry does something good, and that's great, fantastic that Furry does that. But that's the only good thing that you can say about Furry.
When does
Everything else
Furry
Furry puts on YouTube, anything on YouTube when it comes to Furry is just complete nonsense.
When does
Furry or
do
Omaha.
good?
Now, why would you put Omaha up for Fraud of the Year? Now, Talk, you got to come up and explain why Omaha should be Fraud of the Year. So I don't have an argument for that, but if you have an argument for that, come on up and let us know what's your argument for it. Do you guys see Omaha's Fraud of the Year? I don't think he was relevant enough all year to be Fraud of the Year.
No, just because he did one stupid thing. I really don't know anything else he's done because nobody's made fun of it.
Well, yeah.
Omaha?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see his video? I'm subscribed to him, and he was on his way back from I love how he has no money, no job, but he was on his way back from California because he went out there to be with Tulare County Cop Watch and what's his name? The guy with the ponytail
Oh,
who hangs out with Tulare.
Camera boy. Camera
Yes.
yeah,
boy.
Casey Cameron. Casey
Well,
Cameron.
on his way home in Colorado, the police stopped him, and he gave them all kinds of shit. And then he went into this like, oh yeah, the cops are out to get me, and everybody wants a piece of me, and they want to take me down. And he does the same spiel all the time. But he has no money, and he's traveling across country.
Yes, Kern County.
Hi,
Thank you, Randy.
Taco.
Hello.
All right, Taco. So you're out there and out. Maybe I misquoting you. I don't want to misquote you, but you're thinking Omaha has a chance for Fraud of the Year. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's a long shot, but I think there's a shot.
Well,
You know,
there's a lie.
What is your thought process as to why he would qualify for that?
Well, he's really put himself in the forefront with a lot of the wild antics he's done with the firehouse stint and then the bank stint, the the car thing where he then took the plea bargain and Josh excommunicated himself from the community and all that stuff.
Mhm.
He's been at the forefront of a lot of news. He went from a nobody to someone who's been talked about a lot.
That's true. That actually is a pretty good argument. But he doesn't consider himself an auditor, though. So
he did till Josh kicked him out.
That's the point. Good point. Good point. Okay. Well, would you guys agree or disagree with that? What do you think, Scott?
I agree.
Joe?
I agree.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, if he's alive by then.
Yeah,
What about
really.
What about you? I think Dyer's busy. All right. So okay. So go ahead.
And he's done a lot of shady practices with the whole people having to pay him to be on his panels and stuff like that.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's some ball shit right there. That is so dirtball.
So he's breaking out a lot of the various auditor playbooks and doing them well.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
He went from zero to a top tier auditor in less than a year.
But then on the other hand, he also believes he's being followed by drones and that 9/11 was fake.
Well, that just makes him that much more out there.
That is true.
Yeah, he's out there,
9/11 was
right.
fake. Yeah, but Mrs. J, 9/11 was fake, and drones are everywhere, and they're tracking everybody. Trump has been doing this for a long time. You know this, right?
Okay.
Now, as far as
Okey-dokey.
the drone comments, it wouldn't surprise me if his local law enforcement did have drones following him around. That wouldn't surprise me. Look at how he gets. Look at him as a person, as an individual.
Yeah,
He's someone
I
you want to
know.
keep tabs on. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Well, he was
But
going
is he in a larger city or a smaller city?
Omaha.
Yes.
He's in Omaha,
So he's
Nebraska.
in a large city.
Yes.
I just wonder if what he's done has warranted enough to put the money into following him.
They're not following him with
in a large city.
What's up, AB? No, we're talking about Omaha Cop Block. We're discussing whether he should be a nominee for 2021 Auditor of the Year. Taco's brought up some pretty good arguments to why he should, but we're still not convinced.
You
guys weren't watching the competitions over on Shiva?
No.
Oh, they've had, 3 contests already?
Oh, shit. That'd be good to know.
Yeah. Omaha was out the other night, something happened at the prison, and he was so out of it that he was convinced that a woman had parked behind his car where he lives, and she was a plant to keep him there so he couldn't get to the prison to videotape and report on what was going on. I mean, he was just out of it. Unbelievable, making all kinds of.
And see,
He is
that's what makes him
definitely
that
a targeted individual.
And see, that's what makes him that much more of a great auditor. Is that it adds that extra targeted individual aspect to it.
Well, you do know what I posted in both chats is his theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll get Kenny
Yeah,
copyright strike.
I'll do that.
title is Destroyer, but Paranoia the Destroyer.
Oh, so AB says Omaha Cop Block is working for the Iranians.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know if he could spell Iranians.
He
I'm not
was
trying to
on.
be- I don't know if he could.
Yeah, he's on Paul Crispy's live StreamYard right now.
Omaha?
Yep.
Oh.
The question is, does Josh get disqualified when he goes to prison?
No, I think that puts no. Josh isn't going to be disqualified because it's all year long. So, but he's in the run. He's obviously going to be in the running. But I think starting next week, we're gonna start whittling it down. I'm gonna have like a group of people. We're gonna discuss and find out if they were credible enough to be auditor of the year. And if you guys have someone, you guys can argue for their sake, and we'll argue against, and we'll come up with a list of. Oh shit! Let's see. We'll do.
You're gonna get a copyright strike from Shiva.
Oh no, I did for auditor of the year last year when I first started. So.
Because here's the thing: half of a big part of Josh's big videos were of Omaha Cop Block.
Yeah, they were. That's true. So then I guess then by default, it had to be a team. Omaha Cop Block / Josh, since they were kind of like in it together, right? So would that be fair to put them both in?
That's at a lower level. Shiva was dealing with News Now Houston and Eric Brandt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level.
More of a popularity contest.
Well, we can put them in it too, because
I don't see. News Now Houston wasn't that relevant this year.
Yeah,
so
he wasn't relative. He wasn't around.
No,
he's been around and still is. He's still putting out certain things, but he's looking at a serious court case too.
No, he is. His dealing with his daughter or whatever, right?
Yeah, he'd be a third-time felon.
Flash, yeah, he has to report to lockup on the 13th, so he's done.
Okay, what happened to Eric Brandt last night? Does anybody know?
Yeah, Eric Brandt is definitely going to be on the frauditor for 2021. But I just don't see News Now. Now, not saying News Now Houston wasn't relevant, but as far as frauditing goes, he didn't really do anything that was big news that I think would warrant him for frauditor of the year for 2021. At least I don't think, unless someone could come up with a argument for it. I don't see it.
Oh, he's on site.
But Eric Brandt for sure, he's definitely up there. And with this bullshit of blind justice, I'm sorry, he's up there too, because that's just some bullshit.
I'd agree with blind justice. I think Omaha deserves it. I think Glenn, Furry,
Casey Cameraboy for sure.
I don't know if I would put Casey Cameraboy because he was just Glenn's, little puppet.
I think Glenn was his puppet. Glenn's not smart enough to have a puppet.
Glenn's everybody's puppet.
Glenn's not smart enough to have a puppet, so no.
Yeah, News Now Houston's next court date is December 8th. Yes,
absolutely. Furry Potato A Balance for sure. Eric Brandt's going to be in it. Who else is this year?
Okay, somebody answer me. What happened last night with Eric Grant in that small town?
Nothing, from what I
Nothing.
know.
Nothing. The last video he put out, he was.
Has anyone verified that he's actually there?
I don't believe he's actually there because he will not show the highways. He won't show street signs. You know how he usually has his camera forward? No, it's all on him. He was in a car with a woman who was talking all real hillbilly-ish, and
Well, we were
Gotta
watching
be North
on
Carolina.
Masshole. We were watching it on Masshole last night, where his last video of him supposedly heading towards that town, and that they ditched the Winnebago because people knew what he was riding in, and that he was really in fear for his life, so he wasn't going to show how he's going into town, what roads he's taking. So
yeah,
I
but
mean,
there was one after that.
Yeah, there's been purported death threats.
Yeah,
Supposedly the protest isn't until Monday.
and he called for extra security for police and the state police and that to be there.
that's friggin' hilarious. An
But the whole
anti-copper
thing is,
calling for
I
police
don't
help.
believe he's there. There is no proof that he's there. I think this is all a big scam just to
He's
get the
got some
power.
time. He's got some time. His next court date's not until December 3rd.
Well, in the video that they did show, he did say that they moved a protest or something or other to
Blind
next week.
justice is on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
his
He's going to
court
court. Yeah.
Yeah, they moved that so
October
that
6th.
they were going to be around for a while.
Yeah, blind
They were
justice
planning
next
on
date is
being
October
in
6th.
town.
Yeah. Tuesday. But I
Now,
still don't believe
now
he's
the
there.
protest is Tuesday instead of Monday.
What, Kenny?
I heard the protest was Monday.
Oh, Taco. I don't know. I don't believe he's there. I don't believe Eric is there. I think it's a big scam. He did the same thing for Roswell, Texas. Caused all that problems, called the schools, the whole thing, and never showed up. And he made like he was going. Did you see that caravan that he got into? That caravan couldn't make it out of the state of Colorado. It was 1975.
Is he even allowed to leave the state with his
Yeah,
three angel monitors?
he got permission, supposedly. He showed it, but I still don't believe. I think it's all a ruse. I really think it's a big ruse.
All right, so now let's move on to Patty. Do you guys think Patty was relevant enough to be
Yeah,
considered
real
as frauditor
quick.
of the year?
There's a rumor Brant is 2.5 hours outside of Madison.
All right, so what do you guys think? Stuck was Patty relevant enough through 2020 to become frauditor of the year for 2020?
I don't know. I have to look at the list and complete. So if you put it together in not a spreadsheet, but just a list.
We're putting. That's what we're trying to do right now. Which is why we're asking about Patty.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I got
aside from the birth of a child from his girlfriend.
It's surprising they're allowed to procreate. That's the one thing that bugs me.
Yeah, the interesting part is, does anyone have any proof it's his?
No one does.
No, I got
keeps saying.
sitting on top of this stupid list right now in my head, But that's,
I think he was very active as an auditor. I think he had some, mildly outrageous stuff. He had the one incident at the jail where he ran away before they could arrest him, where the rest of the group got arrested. He obviously had the security guard thing where he almost got shot.
He was arrested at Rockwall.
Yeah, so
Right.
You know,
He's
he
relevant.
had the whole handcuff thing, so you know he's had his own couple things. So I think he's worthy of being on the list.
And he had the whole issue with what's his face, Nomad, Nomad.
And
yeah,
he won a lawsuit this year.
yeah. So I think honestly I'd put him up there, not put him up there as a winner or anything, but definitely qualified to be on this list for Father of the Year. So I think Patty's definitely someone that could be on it.
I'm still stuck on Furry Potato. I don't know that. I don't know what you call him or her or what, but it's just they bug me. I don't know.
Yeah, DNA doesn't lie.
Good point. But it's just
Hey,
I have nothing against. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against transgender or anything else, but it's just that person, if you want to call them that, just gets under my skin. The way they talk, the way they act. I don't know. I think they're top of that list, eh?
You want to see a bargain basement stream right now?
Oh.
Hang on a minute. Let me put it in the private chat.
Yeah, that should be good.
I think it's Uncle Earl's baby.
Uncle Earl's baby.
Right?
It might be.
He's always there for him.
Yeah, check out that live stream.
Who is it?
You have 3 of them listed.
Stream King, the bottom one.
Oh,
Stream King?
yeah.
Oh, I know this guy. Oh, gee. Oh, boy. Don't get me started with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you see? Yeah, what do you see who's on it?
Okay,
yeah.
check it out.
Lady Di.
Emo.
I don't think she's on tonight. Hang on.
No. Emo?
I don't see her. Oh, they're getting porn bombed.
Oh,
right on.
Salty Rand.
Oh God! So far that's happened to me, and I hope it doesn't. Please.
It must be a good one. I don't know if it's really him, Navin Johnson, and I could be.
Oh, did you
Kenny,
see?
If it makes you feel any better, I did a live stream a month ago, and I wasn't on too long, but I actually got porn bombed on my second live stream.
Jeez.
So I'm a member of the club.
Wow. That's funny. Like even Shane, not Shane. I'm sorry. Even Chief came up. Now he didn't get porn bomb, but Chief ended up getting auditors are all pissed off him and mad at him, and I'm like, dude, at him. They get mad at all these other people when they do stuff, but no one gets mad at me when I fucking talk about them. What's up with that? Kind of feel like left out. Like no one gets mad at me.
Well, I think part of the problem is you're not an ex-police officer, so when Chief comes up, he's got the background and the history to deal with these morons, you know.
So they got underneath his skin the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't really get pissed at me. I mean, I'm okay with it, whatever. But just like it's interesting. Like I just find it funny that they don't really get too pissed off. Works for me. It means I don't have to really worry about any stupid shit, which is good. Well, you, Taco, has anyone? Well, Taco doesn't really talk about auditors. You plan on doing any auditor-related content on your channel ever, Taco?
No, not really.
No,
I'm actually getting more into like the gaming stuff. I got a capture card on the way. Should be here tomorrow. So I actually might be doing some gaming content, gaming streams, and then I'm going to be reviewing some digital board games.
Digital board games. Okay, that's interesting.
Your interview today with Chuck was excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad you watched.
Yeah, I missed it. I'm upset that I missed it. I didn't even know you were doing it.
It was kind of a last minute thing that happened.
Rats.
It should be up tomorrow. For some reason, YouTube makes me wait 12 hours before it processes it.
It might be your connection.
Nothing with the connection. It's just for some reason all of my YouTube videos take 12 hours to process.
Oh, that's weird.
That seems
No
a
matter
little,
what.
no matter what, eh?
Yep.
Oh. I don't think I've
How long are the videos? Are they more than 10 minutes? More than an hour? More than 2 hours?
They're usually around an hour to an hour and a half.
That might. What's the video resolution? Because the higher the resolution, the longer it's going to take.
Resolution is usually pretty low.
Unless it's going through the. I mean, I don't know, Kenny. Like from what I've seen from I've tested out a couple of. Like I just recorded a radio stream just to test something out, and it's going through. It goes through the video and listens to the video audio and whatnot. So it might be going through it with a fine tooth comb. What you're doing, what you're saying and doing, eh?
Are you uploading is it a live stream that's being processed or just a regular video?
Live stream.
Oh yeah, live streams take a while. My live streams take a long ass time to process too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought you were talking about regular video.
Yeah, my live streams. Yeah, it takes 12 hours to process.
Yeah, mine take a while too, dude. And a lot of times it won't even show up on mine because I have the YouTube Studio app, and a lot of times my live streams don't show up, so I can't really watch the analytics on it. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, the latest update on the studio changed it.
They're scaring me because they know I can summon squirrels to attack from all around. Goddamn right, Cliff. They gotta watch out. Yeah. So okay. So go ahead.
Leave them squirrels alone.
Between Thursday and today, I got up to 150 subs. So.
Oh, right on. 150. You're only 950. No, 850 away.
Yep.
No, 750. No, 850. Yeah, 850.
Yeah.
That's not fair. I only have 40.
I got 25. What are you complaining about?
Okay, that's it. Cat, Power Wagon. It's time for the KKT Army. That's right. You're an army now. To start subbing to Taco. I guess you get. I guess
already subbing mine. She loves my goats.
I guess you get subscribed to Stuck if you guys want to. No pressure, but make sure you guys subscribe to Mrs.
I got cute puppies on mine.
Oh, and make sure you guys subscribe to Joe too. Joe Kaiser's got some good content too.
I have horses and I have goats.
Puppies too.
Someone was like,
and aliens. I have aliens too.
Someone's like, I just subbed. How come I can't do a super chat? I was like, yeah, I need like 800, like 900 more subs before I can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
My goats need a new pen, and I want to get the goats channel monetized so they can pay for themselves. They were rescue goats. I wasn't planning on having goats.
I need new tires for my. I need new tires for my car.
It's so sad. Why don't we all just start e-begging? Oh, Patty, how do you do it? Patty, how do you do it? Josh.
Now, here's the thing. Maybe we should do. I was thinking this year we could also do subcategories: best e-beggar, best, not most knowledgeable, just different categories.
How about dumbest?
That would be one too. Obviously, that's going to be one. But no, that's already
most vulgar.
Most vulgar. I mean, there's a bunch of little categories that we could do. Now here we go. Now let's put one up for best e-begging. Who obviously Patty's going to be up there. Josh is going to be up there for best e-begging. Who else could be good for e-begging? Who else is you're like, yeah, they're e-begging kings. I don't think Glenn e-begs. Does he e-beg? I don't think I've ever seen him ask for money.
Kenny Klein, he's a good e-beggar.
Oh man, the best, aren't I?
Furry.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? $5,000 in fucking donations alone, baby.
Yep.
Furry's been e-begging a little bit here and there.
Yeah, true. Furry's an e-beggar too. Who else?
Who's that? Oh, Joe Orca used to beg when he was on. I don't know if he's on anymore though.
But you know, to be honest, to me, Joe had the most heart-wrenching e-bag because he was asking to take his dog to the vet. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, God.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm really pissed off because he's begging, but it's
do you
like,
believe him?
oh, poor
Though? Do you
Poochie.
believe- Yeah, but Kenny,
Pulling on
okay.
heartstrings like that.
Yeah, but Kenny, do you believe with e-beggars? Do you believe that's what their true purpose is, or are they just using, they're pulling the kid or the puppy card out just to get the donation when they're going to use the money elsewhere?
So if it was anyone else but Joe, I'd say yes. But with Joe, don't see it.
Joe's genuine. Joe is genuine. Okay.
Joe seems the more genuine of the frauditors. He's still a frauditor, but he seems more genuine.
Okay, yeah, you just got to be careful because some people say they'll pull that card, and when it's not really true, they'll start screwing with you, and then they'll just use the money elsewhere.
The last thing I saw from Joe, and this is a while ago, was when Bucket got out of jail. He had an interview with Bucket, and then I think the last thing I saw was he was begging for money for his dog for the vet or cat or whatever. And I haven't even visited his channel in forever. I don't even know if he has any actual new content or. I think Joe is still active doing activist work. He's just not broadcasting it. Joe's the type of person that will still go to the meetings and do something, which is why I give him a lot of credit. He won't post that he's doing it, but he'll still do it. So I don't think Joe's ever gonna stop doing that. Now, opposed to trying to be a YouTube star, I think he's given up on that.
Right. Okay.
Here's two good ones: Justin Pullman and
Justin
Omaha.
Justin Pullman, does he e-bag? I've never heard him e-bag.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, I didn't even know that. Okay, my bad. And Omaha, Omaha e-bag. Well, yeah, he does. He doesn't get a whole lot for it, but he does e-bag.
I mean, he does charge people to go on his chats and stuff.
That puts him for fraud or leer. Goddamn! When I heard that, I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like, wow. And he was okay. Like, well, if they want to come up and pay the money, then it's like, really?
Well, he's not. I mean, this guy's not a frauditor, but he's an idiot. Is Devon Bay? He'll beg for money. $500. I think it's $500 to go on his panel.
Almost forgot what Joe's channel was called.
Inner City
Breaking
News.
the clock.
I got on Devon Bay's panel once.
Yeah. For free?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you manage that?
Yep. That was the last. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He had an open panel, and I was talking to him about how Degeneration Nation was going to prison.
Oh yes, I remember yours. I remember that now. Okay, so you didn't have to pay him?
Yeah, I didn't have to pay him for that.
Holy crap!
I watched that. I was watching that, laughing my ass off because I knew it was you.
Well, it was Dash Chen.
Beautiful.
Okay, so breaking Joe Orr's last video was he's asking for help for his dog Cookie. It was 3 months ago. He hasn't posted a video since. Oh, but he did put 4 weeks ago, about a month ago, he has a community tab.
I can't believe Devon is still falling for the fact that Josh Abrams is Degeneration Nation.
I know, eh? He's still sucked into that. I mean,
wait, what's going on?
Oh, Josh believes that Degeneration. Sorry, Devin. Yeah, you tell it, Taco. You tell it better.
That Devon Bay still believes that Degeneration Nation is Josh Abrams.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Because I was on his panel as Dash Chen, and I was like, yeah, he's going to prison now. Like he took the plea bargain and he's going to prison for 2 to 3 years, like starting on like Monday or something like that. He was like, no way.
Who was that Australian dude that was arguing with you?
That was some other person, like from.
Try the other one. Oh, that's good, just like that.
from DGen that I don't know. It was annoying though because I was like, "Come on, man, back off."
You put it up a little bit off the ground. Yeah.
I was like, "Seriously, let me have my fun."
Well, Taka, you did good on that troll. You were beautiful. You know, you trolled him well.
That was hilarious.
Kept it going.
And the
Well,
stupid
sometimes it's really easy to just get gullible people. I remember one time I convinced one of my neighbors that me and my brother got a Super Sega.
Super Sega,
A
nice.
Super Sega. He believed us. And he went as far as to say, "Oh, yeah, I'm getting one of those too." So we knew he was full of shit because we made it up. And then he tried to co sign off what we made up. And yeah, it was pretty fun.
well done.
Well, sometimes you just got to call people on their bullshit, Just like, when you got to call Josh on his bullshit. That still gets me when he was trying to defend saying that the public street is owned by the people. So therefore, it's public property. And therefore, that's why the cops were violating his Third Amendment rights. I mean, really?
That doesn't even make any sense.
No, it doesn't. That's the part of it.
Absolutely no sense.
He's about to get a lot of his rights violated.
He was trying to convince everyone that the public sidewalk. Oh no, that the Third Amendment applied to property, and since the street is public property, therefore, if someone tries to kick you off of a street, if a cop tries to kick you off a street, that therefore they're violating your Third Amendment rights because they're kicking you out. But see, that wouldn't make any sense either because quartering is they're coming in and living where you live without you, knowing, without you wanting them there. Not just, well, you get kicked out of your house and you just can't live there anymore. If they don't go there and stay there, it wouldn't be a Third Amendment violation. It could be other violations, but it wouldn't be a Third Amendment violation anyway. And not only that, the police can't be.
Where does that amendment come from?
It comes from colonial times, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
It was with the American Revolution. The American Revolution, we were worried that the British were going to come in and tell people, you have to keep our soldiers and house them and feed them and all that. So they made it against the law for that to happen.
It was no.
Oh, you mean like they did in the Civil War?
No, that actually went on before we broke away from the British. They actually did force people either to board them and feed them, and/or they took their homes.
So they don't want anything like that to happen again. So they make sure to make it illegal. And there are modern Third Amendment cases, but they are not. They're far and few and in between. Usually, it has to do with prison guards, not standing on the fucking street arguing with a police officer.
Well, I would like to ask for some help here because, like, everything I've read, and this isn't about amendments, but it really peeves me that all these auditors go like, well, it's an easement, it's public property. Just because utility lines, gas and water and sewer run on an easement does not make it public property.
And it certainly doesn't make it a traditional public forum.
No,
right.
But they always use that. They say, well, like, see those power lines? See that sewer?
Yeah, I guess the guy that stood on the sewer grate and found out, no, it's not right. He got arrested.
And then not now, maybe later got arrested. Yeah. But it's the idea that they use that all the time. And that's another myth. And it just, when they do that, it just, like, don't they know? They don't know. Because
they think they're using it to win an argument. And what they don't realize is they're just digging themselves deeper.
Yeah. And it's like if you have I lived in the country, and we had utility lines, big ones that ran through our farm. Just because those utility lines, and I mean, they were the big, metal ones with they were heavy duty wires. And it's like, my father had to sign a contract and he got paid for them being there on our property.
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it public property just because a public utility is on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to add that. I'm sorry. No, I have it already. Utility easements are public. I've got a list of myths that I've come up with that one of these days I'll start debunking. I've got not quite a dozen or so.
Yeah. They're just and they perpetuate them, and their subscribers believe them.
I have one. Is it a myth the eyes cannot trespass? Isn't that misquoted?
I don't think so. I think it's in
Somewhat,
there.
yes.
Because
that's
they're
old
cameras.
English common law.
Yeah. You can't
So it's not
trespass
even
the
our
eyes.
one?
If I see something laying on your desk, I can't trespass my eyes from seeing it, but I'm not using a camera to record it or zoom in on it. My eyes do not have zoom.
Depending on what it is you saw, you may be sequestered for some time.
Yeah.
Now, also another thing on the easements. Now, there are times where you can actually buy some of the easements from the city. You would, of course, have to maintain everything that's on those public easements.
Yes.
On those easements, but you can, and that way you can restrict access on it if you want to. So I'm waiting for a time where an auditor runs on that and decides to try to spout their bullshit, and someone comes in, oh no, you're fucked.
Well, speaking as a land surveyor, there are public easements all over the place.
Mhm.
Some are hidden, some are not obvious. You have to pull up survey plans and city plans to figure out where those easements are. And there's simple things like a hydro line in the back of a property will have an easement that's defined. It's a public easement, or at least a city-based public easement versus private property. So you can hydro companies can get in there at the back of the property, but you've got to pull the survey plans for that particular lot or whatever you're dealing with.
Well, I'll give you, for instance, there's a thing called backyard feeds when I was working. It's
Right.
where the utility lines, telephone poles, power, cable, and telephone were in someone's backyard. Yes, we technically had an easement that not only are they placed there, but that they have to give us access to it. And of course, it would behoove you, especially if your phone's out, to give me access to the pole to climb it to fix your phone.
Right.
Yeah. But that's the
Exactly.
utilities have the easement.
But that is not a public easement.
Yeah.
Most
It's
easements
utilities.
whereby the public is allowed to use private property are in the deed of the property.
Yeah.
We have a case here in New Jersey where an association of homeowners, the original owners of the property, sold it to them, but the easement in between certain properties was that there be a path for fishermen to get to the beach.
Okay. Right.
Unfortunately, now they've got it locked, and the only way you can get in is if you give them your a copy of your registry card, your saltwater fisherman's registry, which they don't really have a right to.
Aha. Right. Okay. But what these fraudsters and auditors don't understand, it depends on what the hell did I see recently? I was watching a video where there was a casino audit that they were doing, that they were claiming because it's sidewalk, it's public property. How do they know that that sidewalk isn't privately owned in front of that particular casino? They don't know that.
If it's a public road,
but it's a sidewalk that goes underneath the casino walkway or whatever. The point is, they don't know what the ownership of that particular land is. Just because they see a sidewalk doesn't mean it's public. That's the thing, and that's what was just getting me when I was watching this video. So again, you have to go back, you have to do your research and say, oh, and look at the plans and say, look, who owns this property? Who owns this little stretch of land? Is it the city? Just because it's a sidewalk, it's not public. That's the thing that I think they get confused all the time. Am I wrong?
No, and the fact that I don't know if you're aware, but the Supreme Court has ruled more than once about sidewalks and especially interior sidewalks of federal property, both their own uh, Supreme Court site in D.C., U.S. versus Grace, and then another case where they ruled that the sidewalks from a parking lot or from the perimeter sidewalk into a post office are non-public forums.
Yes.
You're not allowed to solicit anything in those or on those sidewalks.
Right. It's because the land is owned by whomever. It could be private or federal or whatever. It doesn't matter. A sidewalk doesn't define that it's public. And this is where the confusion ultimately lies.
If it parallels a public street, yes. You'll also get into campus type situations like colleges and or medical facilities and or industrial facilities. It looks like it's a public sidewalk, but it's actually on private property.
Right. And these guys, I'm sorry, they seem to think that because, they see concrete sidewalk, oh, it's public, automatic. And this is where they get all screwed up.
I saw a video where one of these auditors or frauditors or whatever you want to call them, they went in and they wanted to know the sewer and the utility lines and and the woman in the office says, we don't give that information out at all. That's a security risk.
Right.
You are not allowed. Oh, they wanted to view that.
Okay.
And it's like, and she said, we don't give that out at all because it is a security, which it is. Like, why are we going to be providing information where you can sabotage things?
Yes, exactly.
And there was, what was his name? He's an eagle. No, what am I thinking? What is his name? He hangs out with 303 Club. But anyhow, he went around the campus that he has been trespassed from, and he pointed out every utility in the ground where it was all through his video. And it was like, why are you doing this?
There's no purpose to that other than,
but still, he gave every place that there was a utility, gas line, power line, phone line, boom, boom, boom. He showed it, and it was like, why are you doing this? That's illegal.
Well, that's not. No, that's perfectly legal. You may go on a DHS watch list.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly legal to find out because here we have, it's obvious where the utility lines are. It's obvious where the gas lines are. It's obvious where the water mains are, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that's not illegal. Like, he's not doing anything, illegal. It's just, again, I agree. Like, why is he doing it? Just to be an idiot, really. As far as I
Suspicious. Absolutely suspicious. I pulled up a whole list of documents that the DHS has put out since 2001 that basically say that type of photography is highly suspicious and that police aren't necessarily required to, but it's highly recommended that you accost these people that are doing this.
Yeah. Because it could be considered what? Local terrorism?
Well, it's infrastructure.
It's suspicious.
Yeah.
And it could be determined one way or another that it might lead to terrorism. The trick is, once they get a hold of you and identify you, then they start investigating you without even knowledge of it. Once they identify you, and they'll determine whether or not this individual is a risk.
That's right. You got it. You got it.
And the funny part about it is, and I don't know if I've mentioned it here or not, is anybody that wears glasses, have you renewed your driver's license in the last 5 years?
I have actually just a couple weeks ago. I'm still waiting for it in the
So
mail.
did I.
Yeah, and they told you to take your glasses off, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, I didn't need to get my picture taken this time. Thank goodness.
All right. Well, if you need to renew with a picture, you take off your glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
You
that
know
for
why?
facial recognition, right?
Exactly.
I had mine done in February, and I always wore my glasses, and this time I had to take
I'm
them
a
off.
year. I'm over a year behind in getting mine because I couldn't pass the eye test for the first time ever. And with COVID, I haven't been able to get my eyes examined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
I
scheduled
hope
my
I
first
can
eye
still
exam
get
in
my
5
license
years.
back. I hope I can get my license back.
I'm
You
sure you
will.
can. I'm sure you know how to
will.
drive still,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
become another blind justice.
Sorry for derailing your show, Kenny.
Oh,
He's
Kenny.
not even,
I don't know
he's
what.
not even there.
No.
But
But
what?
the
What's
bottom
up?
line is people have
I
to
said,
understand when they go out and do these audits, they have to understand what's public property, what's not. If they don't do the research, then they're just idiots. I mean, okay, as the general rule of thumb. Now, I don't know if it's the same in the States. NJ can correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially, if you've got a public street, we have it's 10 meters. It's 30 feet on. If you take from the center line of the road to one direction or the other, so the road is essentially 66 feet wide. I don't know if it's the same down in the States, but
It's
unless
different in every state.
it's different. Okay, I don't know that. You see, but in general, you have to know what the general width of the road is. That becomes public property. So if you're on the, I mean, I've had arguments with homeowners and, not cops, but just homeowners in general about this particular thing because they've gotten on my case because I'm parked by the curb and they think I'm on their property, which I'm not. So they have to understand what defines that and where they are. And again, if it's different every state, they got it. You can go down to the survey, like to the city office, and pull land survey records. It might cost you, but you can still pull the records for that particular property. It's free information. It's not free, but it's available information. You know.
I know. What were you gonna say, Strawberry?
no, I just said sorry for sidetracking you.
No,
Oh, no,
no,
that's no worry.
no. Sidetracking is fine.
Not
That's
always.
all we ever do. We start with one topic and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
if I
fun.
may,
It's fun.
just posted a document and a little short, well, not all that short, it's about 20 minutes or so, video on the article. As far as I'm concerned, it is the best write-up about this genre that I have ever seen. This gentleman was a police lieutenant going to a naval college to get his master's, and this is his master's thesis on this genre. It's one of the best documents I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Says the video is unavailable.
It's coming
Yeah,
up.
that's interesting because I just saw it this morning and I copied it.
I got a PDF here showing
Oh
up.
wait, oh wait, I was just looking at private chat. My bad. There's a link in the private chat here. I guess that's what I got mixed up.
That's okay. We're all mixed up.
Power wagon, I would actually disagree with that. I think there's a few auditors that aren't horrible. Rowdy Podcast is one that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I always fuck up this dude's name, Batusai, or I probably fucked it up there too. Anyway, that guy, Batusi. I always fuck it up.
Batusai, yeah. Do you realize
yeah.
who he is?
Driver.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's not Driver. Driver's the lieutenant.
Oh,
that's that's Philip Turner.
Turner versus
Driver. Fifth Circuit.
Yep.
He's the only auditor I know that's ever taken it that far.
Yes, and that's why I think he's maybe not. And from what I'm understanding, he's maybe taking a turn to the dark side lately. But
well, no. You got to understand. He's got history with certain individuals. Unfortunately, those individuals don't have the best reputations in the world, and he was at one point completely unaware, and he's since been informed, and at least one of whom he's no longer associating with. The others he still sees on occasion. He lives in the area.
Oh shit. Interesting.
But there are good auditors out there. Are some.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that most of them are out there for money, clicks, views, all that good stuff. I will concede that fact. But just like they like to pretend that there's only a few good cops, which is totally true. Unfortunately for them, the fact that there are very few good auditors is a true statement. When you look at just turn YouTube on and put in the First Amendment audit and go down the list and find one that's good, I guarantee you'll be going for few pages.
True.
Where you find at least one. So I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just for some detail on Batusai, he didn't win anything from that suit. The Fifth Circuit gave those officers qualified immunity.
No kidding.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, see, qualified immunity is a civil.
It's a creation of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but I mean, qualified immunity only applies in the civil action that he could take against them, not in the criminal.
Oh,
somebody explained how one of the officers on one of these panels explained how it worked, and it doesn't involve the criminal case, but it involves the civil case. So if you go to try and sue them civilly, that's when qualified immunity comes in.
Well, actually, they're working.
It is very difficult to defeat, and it's not just police.
No, all federal. Every senator, congressman.
It doesn't, and it's not just federal.
No.
Okay.
And they're working on a bill to get rid of that, to where you can sue police officer or governor or senator in the civil court. They're working on a bill to get that taken care of.
There are two bills, one in each house. One wants to get rid of it, the other wants to reform it, and both are useless because our president has already made it public he will not sign either.
Yeah.
Huh. That's dumb.
And there are at least 7 other pieces of legislation, 5 of which have been in Congress for over 5 years each, and they've done what? Nothing.
Well, that's the problem. Like there's a lot of bills and proposals that are stuck in limbo in our court system. I mean, our court system, our legal executive branches, and
it's in Congress. Congress covers both houses.
Yeah,
when you say it, yeah.
So
you
Congress,
got the House of Representatives, you got the Senate. If you say Congress, it's usually covering both.
So whatever, there's so many bills that are in Congress, and it's just sad to see how long it's taking just to get anything done, because there really is no bipartisan in the government anymore, and not that there was a whole lot to begin with, but it's just sad. It usually takes some big event, usually a bad event that'll bring everyone together and say, okay, maybe we should actually get a solution quickly to this problem. Other than that, we'll be waiting and waiting and waiting until it's just right for either side.
Yeah, qualified immunity will never be abolished, because if it is, you're not going to have policemen. You are just not going to have it.
You're not going to have politicians either.
No, they won't take it. I mean, it's just like it is. I want to ask another question, as long as we're on the topic of like rights and stuff like that. I was listening to talk that Anthony Scalia was giving to a law school at one time, and he went through the First Amendment, and he says what most people don't understand about the First Amendment is that it has its limitations. It is not absolute. And he said one of the real things that people don't understand about freedom of the press is that freedom of the press in interpretation of the First Amendment is the written word. It has nothing to do with the camera.
I didn't
Not
know that.
so much. Since the invention of film and the development, of course, now digital, the Supreme Court has included those types in its rulings. I can't remember all of the different cases involved because there's hundreds. But the trick is, as technology changes, so do the courts, and of course, so does the legislation. That's why we have laws protecting certain elements of the internet from being sued for what goes on the internet. Yeah. And of course, the child protection statutes that we have. The interesting part about it all is that there are and have been developed by SCOTUS time, place, and manner restrictions on your free speech.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, all of these people that are out there defending your right to free speech are slowly but surely putting limits on it.
Eroding it.
Indeed.
Agreed.
Because they're not looking out for our free speech, they're looking out for their pockets.
They're looking out for their back pocket and their claim to fame.
Yeah.
And the interesting part about it is, luckily so far, there have only been at least only 3 cases that I know of municipalities that have turned all of their property or certain circumstances into non-traditional forms, to where no, you're not allowed to be, and or you're not allowed to video or record.
Well, it's like when the most recent Selmos, the most recent, they go back in that guy's office. Well, they know they can't be in that office. Forget, well, where are the signs? Come on, jackass. You know you can't be in his
When
office.
there was a keypad right there to open the door.
That's another one. This is the most recent one they put up. It's like, they walk back in this guy's office. Well, who's he? He said, doesn't matter who he is. You can't be in his office.
But please,
it's not public property.
Let us not forget that freedom of speech does not include hate speech and anything derogatory to anybody in any way, shape, or form. And I think this is where this freedom of speech gets kind of muddled by a lot of people.
Because some of these people, they call the officers bitches and fuck you and tyrant. Like, it gets old.
Well, I mean, it's okay. That one video, and we know who it is, where he's saying, "Well, I brought you from Africa. You're my slave." That's hate speech. That's just no.
There is no definition of hate speech in our jurisprudence.
No. Okay. That would be unacceptable here in Canada, and you can be charged with that. Absolute.
Across the border, perhaps, but not here.
Yeah. Okay. And that's where I think a lot of this is getting all muddled. I mean, it's fine to speak your opinion. It's fine to speak what you think, and et cetera, et cetera. But as soon as you start hating towards somebody or a group or or their nationality, or their gender, or whatever the case might be, then it just you lose all credibility.
Well,
On
there's two people right now that I know of. One rather infamous, the other semi-famous, who are there, who have been charged with making threats to judges. One of them's Eric Brandt, another
Yeah.
one's Philly News Now in Philadelphia.
Right,
Yeah.
as it should be, because I mean it's
Oh,
fine.
excuse me. There's the third. There's Chauncey there in California. I forgot
Oh,
about him.
Fucking
Chauncey's
Chauncey.
special.
God, that guy.
Call me
Yes.
daddy. Call me master.
He was
Well,
Oh,
almost
so
he's
comical.
got a new daddy.
I saw this video. He was like, "Well, I'm a celebrity.
He's
I'm a celebrity.
creepy looking.
He's
There's
I'm a
just
this
YouTube
cringe. He's
celebrity."
like,
Yeah,
creepy
he's
looking.
so smart. He's been incarcerated from day one.
yep.
Oh yeah, that's
And
real
like I
smart.
said, he learned the new meaning of the word daddy. He has lots of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
real quick, Noli D. There, the bar association gives a definition of it, but it's not any type of legal. It's just a guideline. I've seen it written what they define as hate speech, but it has no legal standing.
Someone's got background noise, like
And
someone
that's,
got TV on or something. What's up, Bruce?
I don't know who's got the background noise. It's not me. I
Yeah,
got
someone's got
mute.
like their TV on or something.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a video from like at least a year ago, if not more, and I had to go back and look and see who the auditor was. But he's just standing up on the second floor of this courthouse, and he keeps calling this officer, "You little prick, you little prick, you little prick. Go at your boss, you little prick." It's like, turn your camera off for 5 seconds and watch you get slapped down those stairs.
So May has a question. Wants to ask the panel: do you guys think that a lot of the auditors have some sort of mental health issue?
I don't think they have a mental health issue. I think they have authority issues because most of them
Yeah,
are.
wait a minute. I got a perfect answer for that. Don't we all?
There we go.
Well, we do, and you know what? I don't know if it's a mental health issue, but I don't think it's an authority issue. They just have an issue with not doing their due diligence and their research on whatever endeavor they're trying to pursue.
No, see, I would disagree with that. I think
There's
they
a large
do their due
percentage of
diligence.
both.
No, they don't, because you know
I think they do.
it goes back to that whole. Well, I'm on public property. Well, no, you're not. You're on private property. So go screw yourself. Or they start spewing, derogatory statements towards various people and organizations. And I mean, I lose all respect for people like that. I'm sorry.
Exactly, but they're
it's all
still
about
doing
YouTube
their.
because without
Yes.
YouTube, they're not going to be on. They aren't going to be doing this. They don't care.
They're still doing their. See, they're still doing their due diligence. They're just doing it to appease their audience, to get the point across that they want. It might not be due diligence to me or you, but to them and their audience, it's perfectly enough. And I think, hold on, let me finish, Stuck. Let me finish.
You don't mind. Yeah.
Stuck. Starboard, also, I agree with you. I think a lot of them do have authority issue. If you notice, a lot of them get started because what? Something happened with the police that pissed them off. Whenever, what about the auditors always say, when they say, "Oh, would you please have a seat?" "Oh, I don't sit. I'm going to stand because I'm no dog." Come on. Just actually have a fucking seat. Why do you, that screams authority issues right there. You can't tell me what to do. I would love to have like an auditor boot camp. We'll send most of these auditors to boot camp and see who makes it through and who doesn't. I don't think
None.
most of them. I don't think any of them would.
They'll be barfing their guts out after an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
if you ever watch
percentage?
any of those drill sergeant videos, like from the first day of boot camp, they pass out right there.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Noli, there are some authorities that are dickheads, and there's some authorities that do the wrong thing. But to think that every single one is going to violate your rights or do this to you, like these auditors do, they get into it to expose all cops as bad. Is they're not getting anywhere with a lot of their shit, and which is why I believe that maybe not mental issues, but definitely a problem with authority for sure.
Yeah, okay, but still, they're just dumb. They're just trying to, like you said. I agree with you on that. That they want to appease their subscribers. They don't go the extra mile, like you and Degen and Virgo. Like they all do that extra step and report the actual truth of whatever it is that you guys are talking about. And they don't do that. I don't think it's
Yeah,
an issue. I think it's just more of they just go, oh well, I looked it up online. Okay, it looks good. Okay, I'm
In
good.
Black's Law Dictionary, Volume 2.
Yeah, black and white, exactly.
how many of you guys are in Discord?
I am.
I'm occasionally there.
All right, I'm going to put an invite in to a channel of a certain server.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I posted Canadian law, by the way, NJ, if you wanted to see that about hatred.
Yeah, I saw it. Thanks.
Did you ask Marcel of the family Bassett first?
Oh,
that's a whack job.
No, that's someone with a very poor view of life.
Well, but he's Canadian, and he's the supreme justice of his society, and they're above all courts.
Anyway, that invite to that channel is in Civil Rights Unites in Discord, better known as CRUD. But that's my work, and everything I've put in there, I've verified its source, and it's worth reading. Especially that document I posted a lot earlier there. That's one of the best ones that it's ever been written that I've read, and I've got weeks worth of reading in my library.
Cool.
Who said about the Supreme Justice?
That's Marcel, the family Bassett. Yeah.
Okay. Is that a particular case, or was he just speaking his mind?
If you look him up online, it's the peacemakerssociety.org. He is a whack and a half, and he calls people and threatens to lien them for $1 million each, and to dox them and give out their name and address and everything.
That sounds like Mouse.
He does it all the time. He got mad at the post office one time because they were, well, they can't make me wear a mask. COVID is bullshit. And he quotes Dr. David Icke, who we know is a complete lunatic. And he just goes on and on about, acts and statutes aren't law. We're above all, we're above all societies and laws. We're a private court. We're private, law firms. Like, huh?
Yeah.
He did one naked. I was like, oh God.
Now, I don't know if any of you guys are aware, but there actually are kind of like the Grammys, or there's like a award ceremony for people that are really fighting for the First Amendment. They actually have one this year. People are actually giving awards for being defenders of the First Amendment. And I bring this up because someone made a comment. What was it? It was so how is filming kids defending our First Amendment? And it brought to mind what I'm talking about right now is the awards. And to me, you'll never see a First Amendment auditor win that type of award, because they're doing it for all the wrong reasons, and everyone will see that. You'll never see a Josh winning that. So he can never. I mean, we all know he's not a true American hero. But man, could you imagine if he won that guy? Could you imagine if he won an award like that? He would never shut the fuck up. And he doesn't already, but he would never shut up about it.
That's like the Batusa when he took it to the court. He didn't win any money. And if you take it to, any type of state Supreme Court, or if it makes it to the Supreme Court, you don't go there to win money. You go there to change the law.
Absolutely.
That is your reward. You follow through. And that's why none of these frauditors they won't follow through. And then they have this whole, I'm the one who always writes that they have this, this agenda And I mean, it's posted all through. They have an established pattern of behavior, and it's right there on YouTube, and it will be used against you.
I always
No,
find remarkable all these guys shoot their own videos and put them online. When they go to court, here's the evidence. Well, you shot it.
Oh yeah, that's so awesome. Because you always
Especially the
hear people saying the
soft
camera
sense of the
never lies.
traffic thing. It's like, this is too easy.
The camera never lies. You're right, and the camera will be your undoing because you just shot your own fucking evidence against you. Good job, guy.
and
Ooh, one
another
of
thing is,
my favorite things is when they pull out a camera when they get stopped at a traffic stop or whenever something happens they don't like. They try and pull out the camera thinking, well, all my viewers are here and I have this camera, so I'm important. So you
And the
got to do
cop
what I
says,
want
I
because
don't
I'm a
care.
YouTube celebrity. Exactly.
and I always get a big kick when they go like, well, there's a surveillance camera there, there's a surveillance camera there, and there's one there. Yeah,
Yep.
but they're not posting that to YouTube for,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
we're not making any money off that. We're using that as if something goes wrong. We're using that to film you to see what actually happened.
And they're barely watching it. I've watched like the when I worked for the pepper mill in Reno, Nevada. I've watched some of the film they did every day for security for the casino, and they'll just keep fast forwarding until they see something and go, wait, I just saw something.
Yep.
Saw somebody acting irregular. We gotta watch this guy next time he comes in.
Well, that's like, like I live in a condominium, but I live in a high-rise condominium where it's all apartments. So for you to get in, there's a 8-foot fence around the perimeter of the property. For you to get into the property, you have to have a code to get in the front gate.
Cool.
Then
Do you have Constantino wire around the top of that 8-foot?
No. And then when you get into the lobby, you have to put a code in and call my apartment, and I have to open that door for you. And then when you get in the elevator, I have to push the floor because there's only 6 floors. And I have to push the floor because you can't get off at any other floor.
Makes sense.
I
Yeah.
like that. I mean, you should be secure, and you get one of those places,
Yeah, but I mean,
But you're paying for it, I'm sure.
It's camera all the time. I mean, you're under surveillance all the time, so they know everything.
Hello, 1984, Orwell.
Yeah.
And as long as there's a sign saying this is under surveillance, they can't argue about that.
Oh no, it's posted right on the front gate. It's posted.
Although, of course, they say, well, signs aren't laws, policies aren't laws.
That's another thing I have is when they see a sign in a police parking lot that says police vehicles only. Well, that doesn't mean me. I'm not a police vehicle. No. Well, how do you get onto that property if you're not a police vehicle? That means no people are allowed.
There's that one Josh did. We ran inside saying, there's an undercover cop parked illegally out here. And so what?
see, my thing is also, how do they know it's an undercover cop too? It's like, unless they're driving obviously a marked vehicle or whatnot, but a lot of vehicles they show that they say that are undercover, they're clearly unmarked. So are they just they're obviously just taking a wild stab in the dark at that shit, unless they personally know the cop and try to out them, which in Josh's case I could see it totally happening.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a case before the 8th Circuit right now involving illegally parked police cars, both official and private. Unfortunately, they've already dropped the judges actually won't deal with the First Amendment part of it. And it's going to be only on the Fourth Amendment, the fact that they arrested him for public photography, basically, because he was perfectly legal, standing on a sidewalk on the side of a street. It wasn't a campus environment. It was a public street. And he was just taking pictures of illegally parked cars.
Cop cars? Police cars?
Police official. There was one cruiser sitting there, and I believe, and there was a couple of other private cars.
Right. Now, how many people here have a problem with being filmed while they're going about their day-to-day business?
I
I
don't
just
like
don't.
being on. I don't like
Yeah,
being on the lens end of a camera personally.
me
No,
neither.
They're not
No.
doing that much for
you're
me.
not
My
doing
wife's
anything
not that
illegal. You're not
excited.
doing anything to
Well, I'll just.
disrupt public. You're just going about your day-to-day. I mean, what's the big deal?
Because you know where it's going to be posted. Now, if it was just someone that, if it was just like regular cameras that I know wasn't going online, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But when you know it's going online, I can see why people have an issue with being on camera. Which is why, if like whenever I see the news, I walk around the camera. I don't say anything. I just walk around and I'm done with it. If I see someone with a camera I don't want to be on, I'll just stay out of their way. I mean,
Right,
I
but
get
you're
when
on
people.
security. But you're on all kinds of security cameras everywhere, no matter where you
That's
go.
not, but it's not going online.
Not public.
Not
Yeah.
public. Okay, so you don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
No,
well, I'll
No.
tell you, I've had certain circumstances where yes, I've been on public television because I happened to be in a hearing and the public television camera happened to catch me. I
Right.
had my 2 seconds worth of fame. No big deal. It's so long ago, nobody's going to know it. But recently, I had a case where I had a self-proclaimed citizen video journalist play paparazzi at me.
Okay.
I hate those
And
people.
no, I didn't want to be. The individual caught a hair's breadth of my side with a hoodie, and I just kept turning. I
Right.
said, "Sorry, I don't need you to put me on YouTube."
Right. Okay, so it was a YouTube kind of thing instead of an international news, actual news accredited or an accredited news agency, as it were.
Individual. Yeah, it's got a press pass, but it has its name on there 3 times or twice anyway, identifying the individual in the photograph, and then down below signed off by same name.
Yeah.
I see the ones who would have the most problem with being filmed if you're like cheating on your wife. Hello, honey. Who's that girl you're with?
well, you can hire a private eye to do that, private investigator.
Yeah, but if you just instantly got on the news, like, hello.
Well, yeah. Or show up in a video on YouTube. It's like,
Well, you're supposed to be at work.
I wonder if anyone's hired like that'll be a good investment. What we could do is we could start a GoFundMe page to hire a private investigator to investigate certain auditors we want to investigate.
I'm sure it's already been done.
That would be fantastic.
I
Yeah,
would
but
love,
they're expensive. I want to tell you.
I would love to see an auditor take up auditing the auditors and follow them around and film them so we can see exactly what they're doing. Because, like, take Josh in Omaha. You know that all those stunts with Omaha and Josh and News Now New England, they were all planned.
Oh, absolutely, they were
They,
scripted.
they were placed, you know, in different. And then Josh comes in like he's just this private citizen walking in off the street saying, "No, you can't do this, and it's against this amendment," and yada 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 yada.
Yeah, that was all pre-planned and scripted. Believe me.
Yeah, so that's why you can't really take that to court because I mean, any judge or jury is going to look at that and go like,
They don't have to say it, but they're certainly going to be thinking it.
yeah.
Oh, you know what we could do? We'll just hire Joe. Joe, you're public photographer anyway. We'll hire you. You can go and follow some of these auditors around.
Yeah, that would be.
What do you say, Joe?
That would be a good channel to follow.
What do you think, Joe?
So like cheaters for auditors. We get Joey Greco to host it.
Oh God, Joey Greco.
Where do I sign up?
You know
for
what I
that?
found out? The guy who replaced him, it was Clark Gable's grandson. He died last year in a hotel room.
Oh, geez.
He was a young man. I think it was
Oh,
drugs, probably, but I love cheaters, especially when they get caught. It's like, that's not me. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry.
So here's a question: if we did start up a GoFundMe to get paid for a freaking private investigator to follow a certain fraud around, maybe we'll get them to follow Casey Camera Boy around, let's say, or Furry around.
how many would
Furry
contribute
fun.
to that? How many would contribute to that GoFundMe? I sure as fuck would. I think it would be hilarious to see them get pissed off.
Yep.
I contribute. What about you guys? Stuck? Would you contribute?
I would. I'm all
Oh, yeah.
for it. Where do I sign
Yeah.
up? Christ.
What about you? What about you, Joe? Would you contribute, Joe?
Yeah, why not? A little entertainment.
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun. What about you, Josiah?
Yeah, I think we should hire Joe.
Joe would be good. Joe would really piss him off too. Be like, now why are you so mad at me now? Come on, guy. What
You
are you
mad,
doing?
bro? You mad?
Right? It'd be pretty funny. Tyler, what about you? Would you contribute?
The only charity or anything else that I contribute to is my daughter.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
What about you, Carl?
I'm in for a bag of acorns.
Sean, what about you?
I make my automatic withdrawal every month on my bank account because they would it'd be so priceless. Just
It
to
would,
watch.
wouldn't it?
Oh,
It would be a great channel.
Great. It would be
Yeah.
a fantastic channel.
If you go back on YouTube at least 2 years, maybe 3, it's one of the only videos where Van Valiant actually sat in front of the camera when he just gives it to Patty. Absolutely blast him.
Right? That's good. We could ask someone, a father, if they took an oath to the Constitution.
Yeah. You take an oath to YouTube? You take an oath?
That would be so great. That would be fantastic. Oh my god, that is so great.
Did you take an oath and sign your AdSense check this month?
Right?
You spell oath. Not oath, like a more. Can you spell oath? Can you spell Constitution?
Spell Constitution.
Sorry,
Oh, man.
you can't quote it if you can't spell it.
Oof.
Y'all have the same tired playbook. Nobody's got anything new to say. Did you take an oath to the Constitution? Who cares?
I got a video for you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be so fantastic. Now we're used to seeing these auditors say stupid shit on my channel, right? We always catch them saying stupid shit. Well, this new auditor said something so stupid. You guys are going to have to wait till tomorrow to see it. But oh my goodness.
Oh, come on. You're teasing us now. Stop teasing us.
I have to make sure you guys tune in.
Come on.
We tuned in anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Or you know what we could do? Or we could always hire like a team of actors to go in and like punk them. We could punk auditors. Auditors get punked. We could put them in a situation they think they're going to earn all this money. And then like Patty, he'd go in, put an officer sleeping or something. And then all this crazy crap happen. And Patty's like, oh my God, I'm going to make a gold mine. And then we can get Ashton Kutcher to come out and say, you've just been punked.
And you are a punk.
That'd be so funny.
Oh.
I think we should put the auditors and the Moors on an island together. Even better than just the auditors. Let them all try to survive together.
Might as well throw the soft-sits in with them.
Well, gentlemen,
soft sits. You know the thing about I don't mind about the soft sits, other than the fact they're crazy, is that at least most of the time you see their videos, they lost. The fraudsters are frustrating because most of the time they don't get their comeuppance.
Yeah.
But of course, everybody cuts their video off before they get arrested.
I'm curious how much a private eye would cost. Now I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
They don't turn their video on until they cause some shit, and then everybody's all in an uproar.
Well, we saw that with the Jacob Blake thing, where we didn't have the entire story until we had the entire story.
Yeah.
Depends on when you turned your video on until when you actually knew what happened.
Yeah.
And it was bad, no question, it was bad. But we weren't getting the complete truth.
Yeah. Or that gentleman who was it in they rioted before they knew. Oh, it was somewhere they started a riot, and then they realized that he had a gun and he was running, and when the cop shot him once and killed him, I forget which one that was.
They don't tell you that part.
No, but I mean,
unarmed man. No, he was not unarmed.
No, because they had him in midair with the gun, and he was going to throw the gun, but the officer didn't know he was going to throw the gun. That was a split-second decision to shoot him.
I don't want to see anybody hurt. I don't want to see anybody dead. But if they're going to go out, I think we need to start treating some of these guys like enemy combatants. You want to come and try to burn down a courthouse with the cops in it? Playtime's over.
Yeah.
It's time to roll in the National Guard and start taking people down.
I'm taking heads.
Because you know what? Portland is lost. There's not going to be anything left. Same thing with other major cities. I mean, and the message is getting lost.
Oh, the message is lost.
Yeah.
You're right. The message has been lost.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry Breonna Taylor's dead, but we didn't get the whole story there for a long time.
Do you ever watch Officer Tatum?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, because he has it all.
And the conservative twins and
yeah, so do I.
A few others. Jason Whitlock has got a different viewpoint, and there's another is Nate the lawyer.
And then there's ABL.
Yeah. And it's like, but of course, the hyperactive BLM types, and I can't speak for all of them, of course, but they'll look at him and say, "You're an Uncle Tom. You're a traitor." Why? Because they told the truth?
Yeah. But these are black conservative men.
Yes.
You know.
Just as Dr. Thomas Sowell, who I love to read his columns when I can. There's more out there than we know about. Martin Luther King was a conservative.
Yeah.
He believed in change. We believed in change by peace and law. And now everybody quotes Malcolm X. People forget Malcolm X kind of changed towards the end. He left the Nation of Islam.
Yep.
Because he felt they were corrupt. He was still a Muslim and proud of it, but he also found out, he said, the white men weren't the devil. We were the devil in some cases.
And that goes to even the
that's why he was killed by his own people.
Yeah, the political parties, like the Republican Party was a party of the black community.
The party of Lincoln, yes.
Yeah, and then it slowly turned over to the Democrats, because socialism, you know, they throw it back to like
they bought people off, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
most
it's like
of us we'll just keep giving you things. You don't have to worry. We'll always take care of you.
Yep.
We'll use you. We'll only come out every 4 years and talk to you, but otherwise.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if anybody has destroyed the black community, it has been the Democratic, and I mean, I don't want to be political, but I mean, like, it's a socialistic thing of, like, the family, free money, welfare, fatherless homes in the black community is like 72%.
Well, and you look now, and BLM has now walked back their mission statement.
They washed it out, yeah.
Yeah. They want to deny it ever happened. No, you said it. We know you said it.
Yeah.
The most telling was the one they shot in Atlanta, the video they shot in Atlanta of the BLM leader there said, "We are heavily influenced by Marxism." Hello. These are the people we're marching for?
Yeah.
How
I
wonderful.
don't see, I grew up down south and I know all this stuff exists. I know it's real. I was fortunate to live in areas with a nice black-white population and nobody cared. We all got along. But I know it's real. I lived in Alabama. That ghost of Bull Connor, everybody else hangs over that state to this day. But we're not seeing dogs in the street and we're not seeing fire hoses turned on people.
Well, they don't use fire hoses anymore because fire hoses, they with the pressure that comes out of them, they can do a lot of damage.
You've seen the pictures of people who were hit with those hoses.
Oh yeah.
Blowing, the dogs and everything else.
Yeah.
And it's you get the wrong leaders.
Well, there really is who's organizing the black BLM, or who is leading that? There is no leader.
No.
It's like a free for all in every city. It's like the loudest woman who can yell through a megaphone is the leader of the gang at that moment.
But you're
Always
seeing
a
more
woman.
videos now of black people, like black mothers or fathers, come out in the street and say, "You're not helping us. We
Yeah.
need the police here."
Yeah.
So who saves us from you? So we work here. You're burning our jobs down.
Oh, okay, but to be fair, BLM is not behind the freaking burnings. It's the people that are taking advantage of the situation.
But
You can't
they're in
just you
cahoots
can't
with Antifa.
but
They're in
you
cahoots.
can't blame it is. I mean, yeah, maybe some of them, but that doesn't mean all of them.
No,
You're throwing a blanket, but it seems like you're throwing a blanket statement like they do with the auditors with the
I don't want to
police.
say it that way, but I think
No,
the
but-
message has been lost. Like I said, the same thing with the basketball players and all their jerseys that are wearing now. It's like, goes back to last summer, Hong Kong lives matter too. They lost all credibility with me.
Okay, maybe they lost all credibility with you, but that doesn't necessarily mean
I
that.
know, but I'm
You know
just
what I
saying,
mean?
if you're going to make a statement like that, then all lives matter. Oh, they don't?
I mean, I just saw the other day a Black Lives Matter protest here in my local town in Canada, for fuck's sakes. Just, I was stunned to see this, that this is where people are going. I mean, here we don't give a shit one way or the other what happened, you know, where you're from, what you look like, or anything else. So it was just kind of like a shocker, you know.
We
So-
had them here in Salt Lake City at the beginning. There are no black people in Salt Lake to speak of.
Yeah.
Well, we got all kinds of races of people. We got people from Asia and China and, you know, outer Mongolia and
What part of Canada are you in?
just north of basically Toronto, Ontario.
Okay, so that's the more mellow side. Quebec, yeah, Montreal is like the really hardcore French, right?
Yes.
They
Yes.
want to be their own country.
Yep. Exactly.
But Toronto isn't Toronto and Montreal in the same province?
No, Montreal is
Quebec.
Quebec, and Toronto
Ontario.
is Ontario. Yeah.
Okay, so Quebec in itself just wants to be separate.
They've been trying to separate from Canada for 50 years. It's not going to happen.
Canada.
Canada, yeah.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Sovset videos ever. You know, they solved this. It's now Canada. Yeah, you guys have no authority anymore. The judge bowed down to me and said, "I was wanting to know the judge's name and have them call him out there." The guy, "You pulled your gun on me? Well, you tried to drive away, soft tart."
Well, we're pretty mellow up here. I mean, in general, we don't care your nationality. We don't care where you're from. We don't give a rat's ass one way or the other. If we try to treat each other with respect, you know.
But your immigration laws are actually stricter than ours, right?
Well, we're a little more stringent on who we let in, how we deal with
job,
things.
income. You know, you have money.
You got money. If you're going to contribute to general society, you know, that kind of thing. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't give a rat's ass. I don't care where you're from. If you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect.
Well, you're probably not going to have too many illegal Americans trying to come in now of the war. The last time we had a lot of Americans flocking to Canada, no insult to Canada, but that was the draft.
Yeah, that was me. That was my era.
Well, and I understand. I have never taken a side on that because I was very young, so I couldn't make a decision, either way if that was good or bad.
It was the only lottery I ever won in my life.
Yeah.
That I didn't have to go.
The fact there were so many outs and there were so many ins,
Yeah.
Well,
and if I was talking about Muhammad Ali was drafted as vengeance.
I mean,
he wasn't supposed to be drafted.
Yeah, well, Canadians are pretty much more. I'd say we're more laid back about, where you're from, because we really don't give a rat's ass one way or the other. If you're contributing to our society, then we don't I don't care. Most of us don't. If you're treating everybody with respect,
But one of the rules is you have to have income, or at least have the money where you can be part of society and contribute to it.
In general, yes.
Yeah.
Now we will help. We do help people who come in. We do help to that level. But I mean, for the most part, from what I've seen, now I mean, I'm just going to use this as an example. Like if somebody's coming in from, say, China, okay, and they come to as a refugee or whatever status that they define themselves as, and they open up their own business and they start working and they're paying taxes.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what?
the main thing, paying taxes.
That's the main thing. And I don't care if you're from China or out of Mongolia for fuck's sakes. You are contributing to our society.
You've joined. You decide you want to be part of it, and you're going to follow the rules everybody else does.
Right, exactly.
And that's the main problem we have with illegal immigration is they're not contributing anything to America. I mean, well, they work and said, yeah, but guess where the money goes? It goes back to their families.
Right.
A lot of times.
Exactly.
Okay, so I just want to chime in my thoughts on BLMs. So I'm
Right.
just going to go back because you guys are going off on tangents here. So let's pick a subject and let's stick to it here for a second. So we're talking about BLM. Okay, so now with BLM, I look at it this way. I think that in theory it was a good idea. I do think that there does need to be some sort of change going on in the areas they're trying to do it. However, in practice, just like socialism in practice, never works. In theory, it's a great idea, but it just doesn't work in practice because people get involved. And I think it started out with the best of intentions, honestly. The people that first started it, but then money got involved, and then not only that, but then you got people that are joining it just to start shit. And so then it turned into this big negative thing. And then you've got people that are against it that are just going to highlight the bad shit that's going on. And then nothing good that happened from BLM. The peaceful protests that they're staging, all this stuff, all anyone wants to worry about is what's going on in whatever. And a lot of that has to do with Antifa because Antifa is just shitty. Antifa's a shitty organization. They started out as shitty. They'll continue to be shitty. And the fact that they got involved with BLM discredited BLM quite a bit. They should have just.
Somebody tell Vice President Biden that Antifa is not an ideology; it is an organization.
No, it is. And
when he said that, I about fell off my chair and said, "You just lost the debate tonight."
So, yeah, but so I think they should have stayed away from Antifa. Because Antifa
doesn't interject themselves in anything they can go be on camera for. They didn't have anything else to do.
Like I said, and then you have the mob mentality, Kenny. Like you have so many young people. If you look at all the protesters, they're young, and they're being swept up into this. I'm a child of the hippie generation, and our protests were like people were chaining themselves to fences, and stuff like that. We weren't burning down buildings.
No.
There's a way to protest. Protest during the day, fine, but you don't need to be out there at night roaming the streets and looting.
Well, you guys did the Vietnam War. You had something really to protest.
Yeah, and our protest did nothing.
Besides race relations, it was the war.
Yeah, but I mean, it did nothing. And the funny thing is, we laugh about it. I just had my 50th reunion 2 years ago, and we were all laughing because all the hippies that were in my school, and I went to a parochial school. It was all boys school, and all the flower children that we were, which wasn't much, but all of them went to work for the federal government.
Uh-huh.
So here we were protesting the government, and they worked for the government.
I saw it's pretty easy to find online when Ronald Reagan was the governor and he was dealing with the Berkeley riots. He said the number one problem we had is that the parents had told the children it's okay to break the law.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
But that's why they said, they think they're being cool. Said, well, you're sitting in the National Guard. Said, it's a state institution. I have every right to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So we touched on BLM. Now I want to touch a little bit on some kind of current events. I want to talk about the fiasco that was the presidential debate.
Didn't watch it. Couldn't watch it.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I caught the highlights, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. And
Let himself get in a street fight. You can't do it with Trump.
And Fox News reacted just how I thought they would react, and CNN and all them, everyone acted exactly how I thought they would react. I was curious to see how Fox News is trying to defend Trump. She's not going to defend him at every turn.
Yeah, not Chris
they couldn't defend him, though. They basically said, well, Biden just let himself get put in that. They didn't defend his actions. They just said, well, Biden shouldn't have let him do it. That's pretty much what's their defense. It was Biden's fault. Biden shouldn't have let it happen.
As far as Fox goes, I will accept Chris Wallace on that because I thought he was going to go up and hit Trump in a minute. He's just like his father. He had it at that point.
Nice.
I knew. I said, if Biden gets in a street fight, he's dead. That's what Hillary did was wrong. She got in a street fight with Trump. He's the punk, and all the that's just the way he operates. Is he's just going to shout you down.
Oh, that moderator was just—he might as well not have been there. I mean, I get it.
He's had it. Him and Trump don't like each other anyway.
Well, I get, and here's the thing: I get they have to show some form of respect, but when you're the freaking moderator, you're not being listened to. I don't care if it's the King of fucking Queen of England. If you're supposed to moderate it,
the president, you're interrupting all the time. You need to stop.
The point is he wasn't doing it. They should have freaking cut his mic. They should. There's many things they could have done to gain control of that.
Yeah, cutting the mics off.
Yeah, and Trump, of course, he doesn't want that, which I get. But at the same time, that he needs to freaking show a little bit of respect at the debate. I mean, you can get your chance to make your little one-liners, when the time has come. I mean, just made him angry. But the point is, I think he's doing it on purpose because he knows Biden will get uncuffed and Biden will say something stupid.
Yes, that's all.
Or he'll forget to say something.
Yeah, exactly. It's to throw Biden off his game, and it's working. And it's what's going to win him the election. And because first of all, not everyone's kind of wishy-washy on Biden anyway. Like, I don't know. But then when you two say, okay, I'm going to see the debate, and you see the debate is just a fiasco, and we have two more of these to look forward to.
Maybe
this is going to be interesting.
We're supposed to have one this next week, but Trump's not going to be able to have a debate.
No, Trump's going to be out.
And that brings the next question: if something were to happen where he could no longer even run for president, what do we do next?
Obviously, it's Pence. It's all Pence.
No, you can't elevate the vice president to run for president at that point.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So I
Right.
guess you have to have
Because right now you don't have anybody. You'd have to reopen. I guess Congress would nominate their candidate.
Doesn't it pass? Who's third in line? Who's third in line to the presidency?
Well, I'm saying the Congress would say,
Speaker.
okay, since
Nancy
it's
Pelosi.
Republican
Nancy
House,
Pelosi.
Republican Senate.
Well, she's a Democrat, so she couldn't run on the Republican ticket.
Well, see, also you're looking at now, say, with this, I think it puts the Supreme Court thing on hold for a while.
You know what? If something happens to Trump, I nominate Ted Cruz. Let's just fucking do it. Get it over and done with. Let's put Ted Cruz in there.
You know what? I nominate Kenny.
There you go.
No, I definitely don't want that goddamn job.
Let's get that Selmo that we can assassinate him.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, let's nominate Kenny so we can assassinate him.
Yeah.
Why would you want to assassinate me?
I don't know.
I mean, who in their right mind would want to be president of the United States?
Well, I still say
as far as
Trump was shocked when he became the nominee.
Well, he didn't even. Yeah, he was. Well, when he won, he was like, he didn't really believe it, and I don't think he really wanted the job. I don't think he wants a job, but he's
until everybody started saying, "Well, he can't win." Well, you tell Trump that, now you've pissed him off.
Yeah, essentially.
And I'll give him credit for this. He worked his ass off in that campaign trail right to the last second.
Yes, he did.
Hillary stopped campaigning. She started having photo ops and parties with celebrities, and Trump was out there 5 states a day.
Yeah.
And it's like the people in the Midwest, it sounds like cliche, but it's true. Some of those people felt like the Democrats had abandoned them. Like, you only care about, rich people and celebrities. You don't care about us.
Well, the way the Midwest, I feel sorry for the Midwest because it seems like the East Coast and the West Coast really dominates everything, and everything in the middle doesn't count.
Well, for Republicans to win, there's 3 major metropolitan states they'll never get: Illinois, New York, and California.
Yeah.
Those are gone. So you have to win Texas just to balance California almost. Then you have to go get Ohio, and the fact that he got Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, that was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the debate, and you brought up a really good point there, Sean. Yeah, we want to talk about
Okay, I'm only joking.
You go on tangents. All right, so let's go with Josiah. What did you think of the debate?
I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. A friend of mine, Carolyn, she said to me, "Are you going to watch the debate?" And I said, "Nope." I said, "It's only a version of Dumb and Dumber," and I said, "I will not sit through it."
Stuff. What about you, sir? What did you think of the debate, or did you even see the debate? Probably did. He's Canadian. He doesn't care about our politics.
Well, they're going to care about people who move to Canada.
So,
the problem I have is, as much as he's president, debate, whatever, the shit that he's pulled against Canada. You guys got me saying that now. Thanks. It's just, it's a stupid thing like tariffs that he's imposed on Canada based on whatever mentality that he's thinking, even though we should be all working together between the 2 countries, and it's costs everybody more money and more bullshit. So I lose respect for all that, At the end of the day.
We're talking about the debate, though.
No, I understand, but the debate aside, I didn't like the debate. I don't even watch it because of the fact that he's imposes these fucking tariffs. It makes no sense.
Sean says so. Carl, what about you? Did you watch the debate, and what did you think of it?
I watched it, but I passed out after a couple hours.
Okay. What did you think of it? It just wasn't interesting to you at all?
No, it was mentally draining.
Yeah, I agree. It was.
That's why I passed out. I was like, this can't be real.
Diver, what about you? What did you think of the debate?
It was categorically the worst I've seen. Nothing but bulldozing.
It was pretty freaking bad. I totally agree with you. Now, all right, so Sean brought up a really good point. What happens if the unspeakable happens and something happens where Trump is no longer able to be president? What do Republicans do with that?
25th Amendment.
What is that again?
Yeah, well, 25th Amendment comes into play, and Pence would take over. I've even seen it speculated that they'd put him in place of Trump on the
What
ballot.
about for the election? I thought they couldn't do that, though.
Is that a good thing that he gets replaced?
Well, Pence is a puppet.
Well, Pence is more than a puppet. Pence has been a public servant. Pence is boring, but you know what he'll do? He'll walk the Constitution. He'll stay he has more friends in Congress than Trump does. And he'll be pretty much a non-event.
Now, let's say Pence gets put in place of Trump on the ballot. Does Pence win, or is it Biden take it?
Oh, Biden kills him.
Biden.
Yeah.
I would say
Which is
Biden.
amazing that I ran across something today, a YouTube clip from
Boy.
1987 on the Tonight Show. Johnny Carson talking about Joe Biden being caught plagiarizing speeches.
I saw that.
It's like, so he's been doing this a long time. And it's like, it is amazing. He's been running for president for 32 years. And I think, well, why now? Why all of a sudden now is he going to be?
And Sasquatch, you're absolutely right. Biden was just as bad as Trump. Biden's mistake was he played Trump's game, but at the same time, he had to though. Because if he would have been respectful, he would have never been heard, and he would have been. It would have the people's reaction to this. Oh yeah, Trump's overtalked him, but since no one heard what Biden would have had to have said, Trump would have won that debate based off of just bullying him. So yeah, but you're absolutely right. Biden was interrupting and just as narcissistic and all that as Trump. Just Trump was louder. You're absolutely right in that. Biden is just as much to blame as that fiasco as Trump was.
And let's not forget, we had no audience there.
Okay.
Yeah.
A live audience would have changed. You've had both sides getting their major applause would have broken the rhythm.
Yeah.
And I thought the best thing Biden could have done was pull up a chair and just sit down and look at him and say, when you shut up, I'll talk. I was going to sit here. Well, that might have worked better. I said, if you got in the street, that's why Pelosi didn't want him to debate. She knew he was going to do this. He let his ego get in the way of his sensibility.
Yeah, absolutely, Noli D. I agree. They both are the same puppet masters. I mean, same. It's just one side has, absolutely. So I think it's really interesting to see. I still think Trump's going to win this one just because Biden is just no. He was the best of what the Democrats had, and that's sad.
Oh, God. You wonder after this election, who are the next wave of political stars on both sides? I mean, Barack Obama came out of nowhere. And I say that for his reason. I lived in Illinois. I never heard of him while I lived there. He was a state senator, a U.S. senator. I never heard of him.
Yeah, before the election, I don't even think he didn't make any big moves or nothing.
But you would think in the state of Illinois, he would have been more important than I ever heard of.
Yeah.
And he wasn't.
So wait a minute. Back up the truck. Is Obama running for president again or something?
No, I'm just saying that sometimes you get a star out of nowhere.
Okay.
And he came from he was not on the the big political stage, and he gave a good speech at a convention. All of a sudden, they got a groundswell. And I didn't vote for him the first time. I did vote for him the second time. Do I like everything he did? No, but I thought he was a good president in a way. The country wasn't attacked. He got Obama. He got Osama bin Laden. And he didn't close Gitmo. I give him credit. He did the right thing there rather than go full out. We're going to get rid of everything. And he had more drone strikes than anybody had.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he had a lot of deportation going along in his
he's the one who built the cages. He's the one who built the cages on the border. That's forgotten.
Now back to all right. So let's say 4 year Trump wins. 4 years later, who's the next Republican star? And who are they grooming to be the Republican frontrunner? You think so?
I think, yeah. Well, he's the next name they have. They really don't have anybody. I mean, you have to look. There'll never be a moderate. That's the whole thing. They can never find one. Reagan would not be considered a conservative right now. He was a true conservative, but he also knew how to get things done and who to make friends with and how he could get things done. Because even the opposite party liked him, no matter what. Trump is hated. I think he's hated by how people vote for him and said, well, I ain't going to vote for the other person, but he's not a likable person. And how much of that he means to have happen and how much of it's just natural, I don't know. He reminds me of a frauditor. He just wants to get a reaction.
Yeah, well, and also he wants to. But one thing I will say that Trump has done is he's broken up. Like, people are really paying attention to politics right now, more than in a long time, and I think that that's a good thing. I think more people are going to go out to vote this year than in a really long time.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people you see out there in those riots and those protests, they don't vote. They don't register. They don't vote. You know, the NBA was having this great, get out the vote thing. They found only 20% of NBA players who live in this country and are Americans vote.
So Simon says Nikki Haley will be the next, and so
you know what? I
Ted
like
Cruz.
Her. I think Tulsi Gabbard's going to be a star for the Democrats.
Mm-hmm. No, I think Ted Cruz is actually, at least in the beginning when Trump first started running, maybe not so much now, but right when Trump got elected, Ted Cruz was making some big moves. And I thought, you know what? He's grooming himself for a run in the near future. Like, he's getting ready. So I think Ted Cruz probably is definitely going to be a top pick.
I don't think so.
In the Republican convention. I think so.
No, I think he's more. I think he wants to be a Supreme Court justice more than anything else. And I think he's becoming like one of the senior members of the Senate, and he kind of likes it. I don't think he wants to be president.
I think he does. Now, Pelosi, I know, doesn't want to be president. She doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell anyway, winning.
Well, the thing is, she's 80 years old.
Oh, Trump's like 70
she'll
something,
be
right?
84 in 4 years.
Well, how old was what's his face? 82.
Reagan wasn't that old. No.
No, not Reagan. I'm talking about not Bob Dole. The other dude.
McCain.
McCain, yeah, he was pretty old.
He wasn't that old. He looked older because of his war service, his disabilities. But he wasn't that old.
I got a question. For Kenny. Would you vote Trump?
Would I vote Trump?
Yeah. Straight up.
I didn't vote for him the last time. This time, I don't like Biden. I really don't like Biden. I guess I'd vote Trump this time just because I don't think he could do any worse than he did the first 4 years. He didn't do that bad from the beginning. And I'd rather have 4 more years and then done.
Yeah.
And I do like a lot of his policy regarding the economy. And I think Biden would fuck that up.
Okay, now here's the secondary question to that. All right, let's just say you don't like Biden. You don't like Trump. Those are the only two candidates that are available at that time that you vote. Now, do you have an option, which we do here in Canada, that you can put on your ballot none of the above?
Well, we have a write-in. I think we still have a write-in candidate.
Yeah.
Do you have you can write on your ballot none of the above and check that mark off?
I can put in.
No.
I'll put in.
No candidate requested, but it's just you
can't do that.
I don't want either or. I vote neither of them, so that none of them get to vote. But you vote. You're still voting, but you're not saying one or the other.
Well, I don't understand the point of that.
Pardon?
Well, but you have other things on that ballot. You might have local initiatives.
I don't understand the
you need to vote on those.
Well, because
there we go.
Option, and it's a little known option that we can vote. If we have a choice of 4 candidates, say for whatever, 3 or 4 candidates, we can choose none of the above. And we can write that in there on that ballot. And that still counts as a vote. That we don't want any of them. So those other 4 candidates don't get the vote. Period. So my vote counts as a
protest vote. Really?
Can you do that down there?
The only way you can do that, the only way you'll be able to do that is if you did a write-in candidate. That way you voted, but no one gets your vote. It'd have to be a write-in candidate.
You have to choose. So you got a choice of 3. You got to choose the worst of the 3 evils.
No, you're not listening to me. You can have a write-in candidate.
But they won't get enough votes to even be mentioned.
Right.
The last third party that was viable was the 1968 election with George Wallace splitting the vote on Humphrey.
Okay.
And that put Nixon in office without a majority.
Just educate me here on this one. Yeah, because I'm a little confused. Yeah, go ahead.
On 1968, well, George Wallace was a segregationist.
Okay.
And he felt the Democrats had betrayed the South because Humphrey had been one of the major figures in the Civil Rights Bill. And so Wallace was very popular down South, and the Republicans hadn't become that popular down South yet. And so by running, he took some of the votes from Humphrey, and that allowed Nixon to win.
Okay.
An unlikable candidate, but and remember, in 1968, Bobby Kennedy was killed, MLK was killed. It was chaos across the board.
Right.
You had the Chicago Convention with daily thugs beating up everybody inside, journalists, protesters. They didn't care to hit everybody. This was an ugly. Everybody talks about it now. Said no, 1968 is the worst year, and I was only 7, but I have a little bit of memory of it and hear my family talk about it. That was an ugly year. And we survived that. We'll survive this.
Right. Okay. Because it really comes down to, like, if you don't like either of the 2 candidates or 3 candidates or 4, depending on the party, I mean, at least I know here, you have still the option to make your vote count, but as I don't want any one of these particular candidates as part of my.
Well, the last 2 third-party guys, John Anderson in 1980, a gentleman who had no chance to win, but people were voting for him towards the end of the day because they already figured he won. If he got a certain amount of votes, he got his money matched. Because Reagan was going to win that one anyway. And, of course, Perot, who was crazy.
So bottom line is you don't have that option.
Not anymore.
Down there to do that.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's still the same effect if you put a write-in candidate. It's still the same effect.
Yes and no. I mean, if you don't like
vote for who you want to
1,
vote
2,
for.
3, and 4, like, you have that right to say, I don't like any one of these guys or ladies, depending on. But you should have that right to say, no, I don't want any one of these in here. So if, like, in theory, let's just say, just by fluke, that everybody says, I don't want any one of these people in there, that we all vote that none of them get a vote, then you're forced to go back to the polls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you still have the same people running, right? So what would that really accomplish other than having to vote again?
Not necessarily. But again,
so you're thinking theoretically, like in Canada, if enough people, if everyone voted, we don't like either one of these people, that they would change the people running, is what you're thinking?
Well, in theory, yes, but in practice, it's probably not going to be the case. But I mean, you're still presenting your vote, but you're not forced into picking candidate A or B. You're picking. I don't want either one of them, so your vote still counts. If that makes sense.
But no, it does. But also, if you put in a write-in candidate, you're still not picking A and B or C or D or whatever. You're putting your own. You're saying, look, I'm saying this is a joke, so I'm going to put in Humpty Dumpty for president.
Or
same
do you
effect.
actually believe that person
I'm not.
is legitimate?
No, Kenny. I'm not saying, with my no vote, or how do you describe it? With my vote, I'm saying I don't want candidate A or B. I'm saying I don't want candidate A or B. I don't suggest a third candidate. Okay? I'm saying I don't want the first 2 that are listed on my ballot. So,
I understand. I understand.
Okay,
but
good.
like I said, here we don't have that option. So what we could do to have the same result as you, well, maybe not the same result, but a similar result, is a write-in candidate. See what I'm saying?
Used to have that too.
Yeah, but then now you're presenting somebody who's actually still in the running for a particular position.
Well, not
Like,
necessarily, because if
the way
you
I see it, honestly, like if all the candidates go out and like, I want to be, the mayor or the president or whatever the case might be, and I sit there and like, well, I don't like you, I don't like you, and I don't like you, so I vote none of you, but I want my vote to count. So therefore, my vote says none of you, and that's what I have a right to do here.
okay, but anyway, like I was saying, okay, so now when you write in a candidate, that doesn't necessarily mean they become president. They still have to agree to want to become president. So let's say there was a bunch of write-in votes for Clint Eastwood, right? And he said, no, I just don't want to fucking do it. They would have to have a re-election because
Okay,
Clint Eastwood won the election. Well, let me finish that. Let me finish. Okay, so he would have to agree to becoming the president. If he didn't, like I said, they'd have to have a re-election, and it accomplishes the exact same thing that it does in Canada.
Not
the exact same.
necessarily.
Sure, it does. You still have to have a re-election. You don't have a winner. You still have to have a re-election. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is that, okay, let's just say theoretically that enough people vote, that they don't want candidate A or B to be president or prime minister or whatever. Okay, so we go back to the elections again, and the same two people run again. Okay, it might change some people's votes, it might not, but at least it gives the chance for people to say initially that they don't want that person as their representative of their country or their city or whatever the case might be. So I think it's a fair process because even if it goes back to re-election, at least it's a democratic process, and that's what it comes down to: democratic. We're all speaking our we're allowed to speak our minds essentially. So again, back to re-election, and then candidate A gets the vote. Fine, at least it was given a fair chance.
And what? All right. So how does what I'm explaining not accomplish that exact same thing that you're talking about?
It's all part of the democratic process. If so many people say, "Well, I don't want these two people because I don't like them," I mean, Sino is saying he likes Trudeau. Well, okay, well, don't get me started with Trudeau. He's
You're not answering my question, Stuff.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Ask the question.
You remember what I was talking about? I suggested A and B. You have a write-in candidate, and the write-in candidate doesn't want to become president. It goes back to the vote. Just like in Canada, if you write in and say, I don't vote for either one of those, it goes back to the vote again, right? Both are back at the vote. So hold on, let me finish. How does what I suggested not pretty much, it's the same thing as what's happening with you in Canada. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing, same result. But you're trying to argue that it's not. But it clearly is. See what I'm saying?
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, you're right.
Right,
you're right.
there we go.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I apologize. I missed that point. But again, it's all part of the democratic process. Like, I think it's a great process that we're allowed to do that and force the revote if necessary. I mean, but most people don't know that particular little kind of glitch in the law, I guess it were, voting law. But again, and Sino, don't get me started about Trudeau. I like him, but I don't like him. Yeah, that's another story altogether. Yeah.
At first, I didn't want to support Trump. So, I forget what the other guy's name was. But then I looked him up and found out he was born outside the country. I was like, hell no. We already elected one guy born elsewhere unconstitutionally. I'm not supporting somebody else.
Now, okay, so all right, let's get off the political talk. Is there anything else anyone would like us to cover before we go here? It's been 3 hours. I think it's good. Anything else, anyone? What about you guys? Stuck, you got anything last minute? Okay, well, we're waiting for Stuck. Sean, you got anything last minute?
Oh, sorry. What was the question? Sorry. I was just, my puppy just scratched me there. So.
Do you have anything last minute you would like to say? We're about to sign off.
Oh, no. I'm good. I don't want to get into, sorry. I don't want to, I apologize if I'm getting heated about this whole Canadian thing.
I always enjoy hearing you speak. You speak with such wisdom. I enjoy it.
Oh, stop. You're making
really
me blush. You're making me blush. Jesus Christ.
I listen, it's like you don't learn if you don't listen. You don't have to agree, but you don't learn anything.
Well, I agree. No, I mean, there's a lot of stuff people say on here. Quick question. Carl, are you staying away from those vases? I don't know what that story is all about, but I want to make sure that you're staying safe with the vases.
The story is, I broke 2 of Chuck's vases, as he calls them. I couldn't help it. I swear.
All right, just making sure.
I swear to God, I smelled seeds in both of them.
All right, fair enough.
Sean, anything last minute?
Yeah, it's in this year of COVID, when everything got delayed or postponed, some things that we were used to happening in spring are now happening. The French Open tennis tournament's going on. The Masters will be happening in November. It'll be fascinating to see him play on a fall golf course. And while I wasn't initially crazy about a 60-game baseball season and deeper playoffs, I'm liking it now. It's excitement.
Now here's the thing. Do you think
it's normal to me.
Do you think the no crowd is really going to affect golf as much as it's going to affect, say, football or basketball?
I think it affects golf in a way in that they need some kind of, some golfers feed off the crowd better than others.
Okay.
I think Arnold Palmer was the first one who was famous that way. And, Tiger had his following, Nicklaus and all that. But I think it's too quiet for him out there.
It's really weird to watch any kind of sports with no audience there. It's just the weirdest freaking thing. And I think the weirdest thing is if you try to turn on a wrestling like WWE right now without the audience there, it is so weird. They're still acting to the crowd. It's like there's no one fucking there, stupid.
AEW's got limited seating.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and a lot of the college football games are going up like 25-30% on their seating.
Well, I remember the first game in the NFL season, they had limited view for the obviously because they're like, we won the fucking Super Bowl. We're gonna fucking have some people here.
Yeah.
And I hear Dallas actually has limited seating in all their games.
Yeah. Well, it just depends on how your city's doing on COVID, I guess. Louisiana, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I'm not blaming the Saints loss the other night on no crowd, but that is the ultimate home field advantage, is that dome. And when you don't have anybody in it, it's no longer a home field advantage.
Absolutely. I guess for the Seahawks, it's going to be easier to play in Seattle now because they don't got the crowd just like drowning everyone out.
And even in Kansas City, which is supposed to be the loudest outdoor stadium in NFL, with limited people, it's not the same. I like what they're doing with the baseball. They're sending the baseball games to American League and National League City opposites. So the National League teams are going to play in Houston and Arlington. And the American League teams are going to play in Los Angeles and San Diego. So no home field advantage, no traveling. They have to all play all the games there, no traveling.
Yeah.
They're going to play every day. They're not going to have these 2-3 days between games. They're going to continue to play. And it'll be warm weather. They will make sure they had no cold weather, and they got the season done.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining me, guys, for the panel. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, no problem. It was awesome. Thank you.
Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a new video, a very entertaining video. Another auditor saying stupid shit.
Okay, can you just give us something to work with?
Okay, it's stupid. It's stupid, but at the same time, it really explains a lot about auditors. It gives you an insight into what auditors are thinking, what they're really.
They don't
Auditors.
think.
Well,
Yeah, I was
okay.
gonna say.
But just saying, it gives you some insight. Well, at least the frauditors. So just
Yeah.
keep that in mind. And tomorrow, guys will check out the video, and it'll be in the title. So
We'll
you'll
look
see it.
for you.
All right.
Always do.
All right, guys. So thanks, Sasquatch. Thanks for joining me, Mrs. J. Thank you, May. Thanks for all the help. Simon, Flash. Thank you, sir. Jarhead, Night Thief.
Okay.
Thank you. Hold on, Jay, Pat, Stallbird, Power Wagon. Everyone, just thanks for joining. You want to say something?
It was an honor to be here without a stupid hippie smoking dope and no name spouting all their bull.
Well, we like to make it to where every side gets a chance to come on and voice their opinion, and we like it that everyone stays. It's very cool that everyone stays pretty much cordial with them. I mean, sure, you might not agree with what they have to say, but that doesn't make their opinion any less important than mine or yours. So,
well, you guys can say hate. You guys can all say you hate Canadians. I won't be offended.
Blame Canada. That's what the South Park said.
See. Here's the thing, though. It's not just Canadians. It's the French Canadians that are the problem.
Oh, come on. No. I'm not French, so you can say that. Okay, that's fine.
It's the French Canadians that are the problem. Sorry.
It's like in the Blues Brothers. I hate Nazis. Illinois Nazis.
Oh, that's good.
I love Canada.
Well said.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for joining in, and I will see you on another stream. All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.
Definitely.
Bye-bye.
All right, Kenny. Have a good night, sir.